Hey guys, good morning. Guys, can you see my screen? Just type S in the chat box so that we can get started. So good morning, everyone. Thanks for confirming that you are able to see my screen. And today we are going to start a completely new session. So yesterday we completed all the different type of alerts, prompts, notifications, light boxes, model dialogues, many stuff we completed, right? Now what we are going to do is I'm going to take you through other type of items that we can automate in Selenium that can I categorize here as a single thing like drop-down fields, multi-selection box fields, bootstrap jQuery drop-down fields, auto-suggestive drop-down fields, and many more. So if you are ready for this session, type ready in the chat box so that we can get started. Everyone type ready in the chat box so that we'll automate all these types in this session. Great. Okay, great. Yeah, hi Ramin, hi Kiran, Abhinaya, Nigora, AB, Rajkumar, Renuka, Pavan, Anil. Yeah, great guys, great. Let's get started. So first we'll start with the drop-down field, guys. First we'll start with the drop-down field. First of all, what exactly is a drop-down field? How does it look like? I'm going to show you. Okay, I'm going to show you how this drop-down field will look like. Okay, fine. I'll just come here and I'll go to one of the application that I have created by myself by learning all the HTML code and all right. I designed this website. Fine. In this, if you see one of this field, this is called as a drop-down field. Okay. You can select only one option at a time. So when I go to this application, by default, which option is selected in this drop-down field? By default, what is the option that is selected in this drop-down field? Tell me guys, what is the option that is currently selected by default before I select any option? What is the option that is by default selected here? Older newsletter. But
Newsletter.
yes, older newsletter. So I can change the option. If I am default option is older newsletter and I want to change the option to doc3 or something, I can change it. Okay. So I can change it manually. And in manual also, I can change it to only one option. At a time, only one option can be selected in the drop-down field. You cannot select multiple options. That's what is a drop-down field, right? In a drop-down field, at a time, you can select only one option. You cannot select multiple options in the drop-down field. That's what is a drop-down field. So again, let me refresh this page and let's look into the HTML code of the drop-down field. Right click, select inspect option. Let's look into the HTML code of this drop-down field. Here we have the select tag. Okay. Here we have the select tag. Under the select tab, we have different options. Option 1, option 2, option 3, option 4, option 5. Okay. So in that, by default, which option is selected here? When I load this page, by default, which option is selected? Older newsletter. Can you see an attribute here as selected here? Can you see the selected attribute for that option? Right? So that's why by default, this option is coming as selected. Tomorrow, if I select any other option, it may not be dynamically changing here. Okay, it may not be dynamically changing in the HTML code. Let me right click inspect here. Okay, let's go on. Still default selected is selected here only. You see, even though I change it to doc2, selected is here for the older newsletter. That means by default, when you load this page, which option you want it to get selected is the thing. Okay, so I have the access to the background of this application. So what I'll do is I'm just giving a brief about a drop down field at a high level, guys. Okay, so HTML code of the drop down field, it has select tags. And if I go to this, let's say blogger, using which I have created this, using this blogger platform, I created this. Okay, let me go to blogger. Okay, then click on this. When I click on this and go to that Omayo, and here, if I go to the layout, this is my background as a developer. I'm creating that, the website. So here we have a drop-down field. I think this is a drop-down field. I feel so. Yes, it is a drop-down field. If I put this selected not here, as a developer of this code, I'll remove that selected from that option. And if I keep that at, here for doc3 option, if I keep, what is happening, let's see. Okay, save this and just go to the UI. I have to save this, guys. Okay, I have to save this. Otherwise, it changes will not get saved. If I refresh this, by default, which option is coming as selected? By default, which option is coming as selected when I do the HTML code changes in the background? So when I put that selected attribute for doc3, by default, when I load this page, without selecting any option, doc3 is coming. Now you understood, guys, what is the purpose of the selected there? Guys, now you understood what is the purpose of the selected here. So I'm just changing it back. Let it be older newsletter only. By default selected option, let it be older newsletter only. So yeah, and save this. Just want to show you guys, okay? You have to understand something. Before automating something, you need to understand what's going behind the scene story, okay? This is what, why this option drop-down field is coming as older newsletter as selected is something you should know, okay? Fine. Now, let's go into the business. Business is nothing but let's go into the automation, okay? So how to, how to automate this drop-down field is something we have to know. So handling HTML drop-down fields, whereas very simple, guys. There are a lot of commands, but it's very simple. So if you want to automate any drop-down field on a web page, we have to use a predefined class in Selenium known as which class? Everyone type in the chat box. What is the name of the class that you have to use in Selenium library for automating a drop-down field? Select. Class names will start with capital S. Every class name in Java starts with capital letter. Okay, so make a habit, even though you're writing, don't provide circular brackets. It's a class. Okay. Anil, don't provide circular brackets because that is a class. Fine. Select is a predefined class in Selenium WebDriver and it has predefined methods for performing various operations on the drop-down fields. Okay. For performing the various operations on the drop-down fields. Okay. So Selenium WebDriver library is providing me a select class. Fine. Okay. And these are a lot of below commands. Okay. There are some predefined methods for the select class. If you go to the library of Selenium, that is, what is the official website of Selenium? It's been a long time, right? When we went to the official website of Selenium, selenium.dev, and go to the downloads. And if you click on this API docs, then you'll get the library of Selenium. Here you search for predefined class in Selenium library known as select class. And here you see or open QA selenium.support UI.select is coming. Just select that. It will take you to the predefined class of Selenium. Close this. And now if you scroll down, you see a lot of predefined methods are there. These are the predefined methods of the select class. These are the predefined methods of the select class. Deselect all, deselect by index, deselect by value, deselect by visible text, equals method, get all selected options, get first selected options, get wrapped element, hash code, is multiple, select by index, select by value, select by visible. All these commands may not be required. Important commands we are going to look into. Okay. But important commands we are going to look into. For every explanation you see, there is a thing. Okay. For everything, there is a thing. So here select constructor, when you create an object for the select class, you have to pass the web element of the drop-down field as a argument. Otherwise, you will get an error. Okay, that's what it is saying. Now, if you get a wrapped element, what it will do? Okay, so we don't generally use that. Okay, is multiple we use, get options we use, get all selected options we use, get first selected option we use. Then select by visible text we use, select by index we use, select by value we use. All are important commands. Deselect all we use, deselect by value we use, deselect by index, deselect by visible text. Equals, I don't think we use much. Okay, hash code we don't use much. Okay, so all the important options I'm going to cover one by one as part of automating the drop-down field. So let's begin without getting any delay. Let me launch my Eclipse IDE. I forgot to launch. Sorry for that. So meanwhile, the Eclipse IDE is launching. So here on the application, if you see this is a drop-down field. What about this one, guys? What is this? Is this a drop-down field or whatever it is? What is this? Is this a drop-down field? In a drop-down field at a time, how many options you can select? In a drop-down field at a time, how many options you can select? Only one. But this is a multi-selection box field. If you check the comparison for the drop-down field and multi-selection box field, you will see a similarity. What is the HTML tag we have here? When I inspect the drop-down field, what is the HTML tag we have here? What is the HTML tag we have? Tag name for this drop-down field. Select is the tag name in HTML. Similarly, if I select this multi-selection box field, there also you have the select tag. But what is the difference? What is making the drop-down field different from the multi-selection box field in HTML? Here you see there is a attribute name known as what? What is the attribute name? Which is making this as, multi-selection box field. What is the attribute name, guys? Multiple is the attribute name, okay? Yes, multiple is the attribute because of which a drop-down field is becoming a multi-selection box field. The name multi-selection means you can select multiple options. The name why multi-selection box field came, you can select multiple options, guys. You can select multiple options. And also there's one more thing that you need to understand. If I take you to the website of HDFC Bank, I'll go in the incognito mode. If I take you to the website of hdfcbank.net, .com, sorry, and once I go there, let me show you what I mean. Once I go to the website of the HDFC Bank, here, is this a drop-down field? If I click on this, sorry, it's taking some time, but yeah. Is this a drop-down field or not? Yes or no, guys? Is this a drop-down field or not? Yes, right? This is a drop-down field, right? This is a drop-down field. But if I inspect this, I'm not able to right-click inspect. How to inspect this option? If I am not able to right-click inspect, yes, Vishwa, you are right. It looks like a drop-down field. This is not a drop-down field. It only looks like a drop-down field. How to confirm that particular element? You should not be, what there is saying, right? You should not be deciding something based on the looks. Okay. You should not be deciding something based on a looks. You see, by looking it looks like a drop-down field. How can I confirm this is a real drop-down field? Right click here, select inspect option. In the HTML code, if you see the select tag, that means that is a drop-down field. In the select tag, we should see the options. But coming to this HDFC Bank thing, okay, coming to the HDFC Bank thing, I'm clicking on this. By the looks, it looks like it is a drop-down field. But do you really think that is a drop-down field? No, I'm even not able to right click here. I'm not able to right click because it's a very secured application. It's not allowing me to right click there. So even I'm not able to right click here. How to get the development tools if I'm not able to get the right click option? What I have to do, guys, if I'm not able to get the right click option here? I'm trying to right click everywhere, but I'm not able to right click. Dev tools are not coming. Yes, shortcut is there. F12 keyboard key. Okay, I can press Control Shift I also. As someone is saying in the chat box, you can press Control Shift I. Okay, that also works. Rohit and Mahesh, you are right. Control Shift I will get you the Chrome DevTools. Or you can simply press F12 key on your keyboard. Or you can simply press which keyboard key? What is the name of the keyboard key you have to press? Press F12 keyboard key. Okay. So then also you'll get the Chrome DevTools here. You see, in both the cases, I got the Chrome DevTools. Fine, guys. So F12 key you have to press on the keyboard. F12 key you have to press on the keyboard. Okay. Fine, then that's good. Okay. So F12 keyboard key you have to press. F12 keyboard key you have to press to get this DevTools. And here I'll just take it down a bit so that I cannot see the UI properly. Now let's find out whether it's a drop-down field or there. It's not a drop-down field. Click on this. This you see I cannot right click here. So other way is that there is an option here. Can you see that there is an option here on the top on the left side of the Chrome DevTools? There is an option here with an arrow. Just click on that. Once you click on that properly, if it is highlighted, you can see wherever you move the mouse that is getting highlighted. Now select this drop-down field looking type. It's not a drop-down field, but select this. Once the moment I select this, you see in the HTML, the HTML code is getting highlighted, guys. Okay, the HTML code is getting highlighted. It's kind of not good because the application is a kind of thing. Okay, you see this is HTML code which got for this particular thing. You see. Okay, I have to inspect again. I cannot inspect again. You see, that's the problem with the application. You see, this is the HTML code that is getting highlighted for that. But do you see select tag here? Do you see any select tag here, guys? Is that a drop-down field really? Guys, is that a drop-down field really? No, that is not a drop-down field. It is an anchor tag. Okay, it's an anchor tag. Using some technology, they created something like using some technology. I don't know what technology they have used, but we can explore it and see that what technology they have used. Maybe can we find out any way what is that they are using here, using any other ways? They represented something like, maybe bootstrap or whatever may be used here. So it looks like a drop down. You see class drop down they have used. Can you see that? It's looked like a bootstrap drop down field. I think so, because they have mentioned the drop down as a class. And for that, inside the div tag, they mentioned, this one, anchor tag. Okay. Under that, they mentioned some values like, zero, selected product type, and all those stuff. And they ended the div tag here. So that means mostly with the help of this class, they are able to apply the drop-down styling for this anchor tag. With this UILI anchor tags, they converted into a drop-down field, guys. You see? So this is the technology we have these days. Okay. So this is a good looking drop-down field, right? Traditional drop-down fields are boring. Can you see the difference between the traditional drop-down fields which have the select tags? They're boring. When you go to the HTML in the HDFC Bank stuff, you see that drop-down field is kind of looking very good. But ultimately, to get that look right, they have used some frameworks or technologies like Bootstrap or something on the top of that. And based on that, we can do the stuff. Okay. So there is learning is endless, guys. Okay. In technology wise. Okay. That's the reason. Anyhow, we'll go here. We'll not worry about the Bootstrap drop-down fields and all, but we'll try to automate them also. Not a problem. We can easily automate them. I'll show you how to automate. But before that, we'll go with the traditional drop-down fields and let's learn how to automate them. Okay. So here under SRC test Java, I'm going to create a new package. I'm going to create a new package. Where is the package name? Package drop down. Okay. Drop down fields. Drop down fields demo. So guys, there's one more thing I'm going to do going ahead. That is every day, whatever the topic I cover, right? Just want to post that in the Telegram group, in my general Telegram group. So see, where is my Telegram group? This is a Telegram group. So yesterday we conducted a webinar, guys. Okay, just for your reference, we'll upload that webinar in my YouTube channel, Fox YouTube channel. We'll upload. The webinar is all about, this one, choosing software testing as a career. Rakesh has attended it. I don't know, Rakesh is there here. He will be in the evening hours. Anyone attended my webinar yesterday? This webinar?
Oh, yes, sir. I attended for some time. Yeah,
Okay, Srikant, fine.
good
So
response.
there was a different group of students, guys. Okay, so
Yes,
they
yes,
are like freshers and all. So the QFox team has asked me to take a webinar for them as part of the guidance. Okay, so anyhow, I shared a lot of insights. That's great. Fine. That's very motivating and all for me. Anyhow, so that's happened yesterday, and yeah, today I'll here mention that today morning session training update 7 a.m. to 7 a.m. IST 1. Okay, so what I'm teaching today, automating drop down fields. Drop down fields is the topic. Okay, training topic. Training topic is automating drop down fields. Okay. Just I'll put a, just to have, idea like on what day, what I'm covering and all. So that people also tomorrow, if they ask me in this group, if they ask me what is going on, what I teach, so that I can ask them to refer these topics. Okay. So that's the intention.
Arun, what is the alternative for the control shift I? F12, 11, something like this.
F12, F12,
F12, yeah.
F12, F1,
Okay.
2. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. F12 is very, yeah, good one. Fine, anyhow. So let's move on. And here, what I'm going to do next is, coming to the older newsletters, I'm going to automate that now. So yeah, fine. So next thing is I'm going to create here new class and just name this class as, I'll just name this class, guys. Okay. So that is drop down field one. Okay. Drop down field one, and with the main method I'll create. Yeah. Now save this. So public static void main. Here I'll write down the basic code, guys, without any delay. Chrome driver is equal to new Chrome driver. Okay. Then here I'll write down control shift O. Then driver dot manage dot window dot maximize. Then driver dot get. Here I'll open the application URL where we have the drop down field available. And after that, what I have to do, guys, after going to this application page, what I have to do, I want to select one option in this drop down field. In order to select an option in the drop down field, what is the predefined class that is provided by Selenium WebDriver? What is the select class? Okay, so we need to create an object for the select class, guys. Okay, the first thing that we have to do for automating a drop down field is we need to first create an object for the select class. Select is equal to new select. Like this, we need to create an object for the select class, new select. Control shift O. And here the select constructor cannot be empty. You can create an object. You see, you have imported the select class from Selenium library, but select constructor cannot be still empty. Over the mouse on the select class, what it is expecting? What is that it is expecting? Tell me, guys, what the select constructor is expecting us to pass an argument here? Which argument it is asking us to pass here? Select constructor to overcome this particular error. Web element. Web element of what? Tell me, guys, web element of what? I need to provide the web element of what here? Drop down field, right? Correct. Rajkumar, you are right. It is asking us to specify the web element of the drop down field you that you want to automate. So before this creating an object for select class, I'm going to create a web element for the drop down field. How to create a web element for the drop down field? Right click on the drop down field and select inspect option, and we'll get in the HTML code. In the HTML code, we'll get this HTML. Okay. Select ID is equal to drop one class combo box name, something is coming. I'll take this ID of the drop down field. Select tag ID is there. ID locator is there. What's the matter here? Okay. Simply driver dot find element by dot ID, provide the ID locator of the drop down field and create that as a web element. Here, this is nothing but a drop down field only. Drop down field element. Okay. Drop down field element is equal to, I'll hold the mouse on this drop down field and I'll simply say create local variable. The moment I say create local variable, this drop down field element will be created. Copy that and paste it here. Copy that and paste it here. You see, is the error gone? Once I provided the web element of the drop down field, is the error gone with this constructor? Yes or no? Yes, the error is gone. Okay. So not required, Pawan. XPath is not required. ID is enough. When ID locator is there, why we have to create XPath, right? Okay, so just create a web element using the ID locator, because ID locator is that for element and I can pass that here. Okay. Now, once you create an object for the select class and pass the web element of the drop-down field to the select constructor of the select class, then by using this object reference of the select class, we can get a lot of commands. Using all these commands, we can perform a lot of operations on the drop-down field. If I say select dot, how many commands are coming? Deselect all, deselect by index, deselect by value, deselect by visible text, equals, get all selected options, get class, get for selected option, get options, get wrapper element, hash code is multiple. Many other elements are coming as default elements. For every class, it will come because there is something like, parent, some parent will be there like object class, or because of that we'll get all. You see, parent of every class in Java or something, whenever you are writing Java code, right? You see, every object related methods also become, wherever you see notify, it's coming from object class, which is a parent class of every class. Notify all like that. You don't have to take them. Only the select is there now. You see, deselect dot select is there. Deselect by index select is there. Deselect by value select is there. Deselect by visible select is there. Equal select is there. Get all selected option select is there. This is not from the select class. This is not from the select class. You can see object. It's from the object class. You have to ignore that. Okay. Get first selected option is from select class. Get options is from select class. Get wrapped element is from select class. Hash code is from select class. Is multiple is from select class. These two are from object. You should not be using them for drop-down field. Select by index is from select class. Select by values from select class. Select by visible text is from select class. And again, this remaining are objects. We don't have to work on them. Got the idea, guys? How to differentiate? That is also very important, guys. Okay. When you say select dot, don't think all the methods belong to the select class. They are from a different class. There are some methods are coming from object class, which is the parent of all the classes in Java. Don't worry about that. Okay. So only take the things which are coming from the select class. Only them we have to work. Okay. There's another thing you have to put a attention towards. Okay. Now select dot. What is the first command I want to do? I want to select an option in this drop-down field. I want to select, let's say, doc3 option in the drop-down thing using the visible text. What is the text that is visible for this drop-down field option? What is the text that is visible for this drop-down field option, guys? Tell me. What is the option that is visible? Doc3 is the option. Doc3 is the option. Select dot, select by visible text. Select dot, select by visible text. And here, inside the visible text, provide what? Doc space 3 option. Whatever the text that is visible to you, by looking at the visible text, doc3, I want to select the doc3 option. Okay, that I am providing it here. So what I will do is whether this option is getting selected or not, before selecting what option is there and after selecting what option is there, I'll add for demo purpose thread.sleep here. And I'll mention that as, let's say, some 3000 milliseconds. This 3000 is a milliseconds. It's nothing but 3 seconds. Okay. Whenever you are passing some time into sleep method, right, of the thread predefined class in Java, okay, it will halt this particular thread for this particular program thread for 3 seconds. Okay, because 3000 milliseconds I am providing. I should not be providing 3. It's nothing. 3 milliseconds means nothing. We'll wait. 3000 we have to provide. Run the code and observe that. Before that 3 second halting is there, what option was there, and after that 3 seconds what option is there. Let's see that. Okay, you see some error is coming. I don't know why the error is coming, but I'll just save this and I'll restore this. Sometimes what happens is, temporary glitches may be there, or there may be some extra things that are not visible. Okay, there you can remove that. Okay, now here thread.sleep is there. Add throws declaration. Ignore the exception because there's no possibility of getting an exception here. In the case of thread.sleep here, run the code, right click run, because only one thread is running this program. There are no other programs running. So single thread interruption will not happen. When I have run the script, just see what is happening. When I have run the script, it will open the Chrome browser. It will maximize the browser. Then it will open the application URL, omaya.blogspot.com application URL. And in that omaya.blogspot.com older newsletter is there. After 3 seconds, this got changed to what? Doc3, right? So this is how we can select an option from the drop-down field. Clear, everyone? How to use this command, select by visible text, one of the predefined command of select class to select option from the drop-down field is clear for everyone. Just type C in the chat box, everyone. If it is clear, just type C in the chat box. Great. Okay, all good. That's great. Okay, this is a way to select an option from the drop-down field, guys. Okay, this is an option. This is a way to select an option. But is this the only way to select an option from the drop-down field? No. Is this the only way to select an option from the drop-down field? No. You see, there are several other commands for selecting an option from the drop-down field. One way is to use this command known as select by visible text. Everyone type in the chat box. What is one of the option? Use it for selecting an option from the drop-down field. What is this? Everyone type in the chat box. Select by visible text. Select by visible text is the option. Select by visible text. Okay. Select by visible text. Fine. Everyone type it so that you will remember. So here, how to use this command for selecting the option? We have to provide the visible text of the drop-down field option. And using that text, it will select the option in the drop-down field. Okay, using that particular text, it will select the option from the drop-down field. The next one is what? What is the next command? What is the next command we have?
Select by index.
Select by index is the next command. Okay, select by index is the next command. Here, if I go and see the drop-down field, if I go and see the drop-down field, older newsletter is at the which index? 0th index. Doc one is at the which index? First index. First option at the 0th index. Second option at the first index. Third option at the second index. Fourth option at the third index. Fifth option at the fourth index. Got it? Got it, guys? Index is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 is the index. First option at the 0. So from 0 to down, like that. 0 to down. We can also go to another website. Let's say Internet Heroku app. Let's see. Why to work with the same drop-down field every time? Can we do a different thing? Heroku Internet app. Let's go here and find a drop-down field there and try to work on the drop-down field there. Is there any drop-down field? Yeah, drop-down is there here. You see, there is a drop-down field. It's a different looking drop-down field. Okay. So there are three options. Yeah. I'll inspect this drop-down field. Let's find out what is this drop-down field, how it is different from other drop-down field. Let's find it out. It also has a select tag, so it is a drop-down, traditional drop-down field only. Here option, please select an option is one of the option. Please select an option is one of the option. Other options are option 1, option 2. Three options are there basically. Okay. Here also three options. Please select an option. Okay. And the other options are option 1. But they have made something, you see, this option is in disabled state. This option is in disabled state. Right, refresh here again. Right click inspect. Right click inspect. You see, selected is equal to selected is there. If you don't provide selected also, it is selected only. Okay. By default, it has selected value. And there's one more field coming, guys, that is disabled. Disabled means, you see, by default, the option will be in selected state, but when you change the option, you cannot go back. Are you able to go back to the same option? Can you select the first option now? Select an option, can you select? No. That kind of things are possible in HTML, guys, okay? That kind of different varieties are possible. Let's go to any other website having the drop-down field. So apart from that, any other variety drop-down field we can look in. Any place you have seen a drop-down field, guys, you can suggest me any application or something where you can see a drop-down field. Let's see if you can find anything here. Meanwhile, you find anything, just let me know. A place where you can find a drop-down field. You see general. It looks like a drop-down field, but I don't think this is a drop-down field. Okay, let's see, inspect this. It looks like a drop-down. I don't think that is a drop-down or not. Because the UI is very good. So I doubt it whether it is a drop-down field. Okay, it's a div tag is there, something is there. It doesn't look like a drop-down field. Okay, it doesn't look like it. It's not a traditional drop-down field. Any other places where you can see a drop-down field? Maybe
Jet to travels.
which one?
Jet to travels.
Z travel
J2 travels. J2 travels. Yes.
J2 travels. This is the one.
Yeah.
So fine. We'll see if there is a drop-down field. Where is that? Is this the one or did it land on different website?
J2 airlines, I guess.
Can you paste in
Booking.
the chat box?
Yeah.
Type in the chat box basically. Or meanwhile, we can Mercury kind of website will be there. Mercury travels or something again. So Mercury travels. Let's see if we have something there. Okay, this Mercury is different Mercury. Otherwise, I'll simply say drop-down field. Otherwise, I'll simply say drop-down field and maybe definitely some W3 schools should come somewhere. Drop-down field W3 schools website. And here, click on this. Yeah. Is there any something? Try it yourself is there here. Try it yourself. Yeah, this is a drop-down field. Yeah, Did you ping anyone pinged in the chat box a drop-down field example? No. Okay, it's there. Yeah, came. Sky scanner. Sky scanner, is that a drop-down field or it looks like a drop-down field? You have to tell me. Traditional drop-down fields I want. Demo, select demo QA. Yeah, select demo QA is another website, right? Correct. Maybe we'll get something here. A demo QA. And let's inspect this. Let's inspect that. Let's find out whether it is a drop-down field or any other stuff. No, it's not a drop-down field. Select tag is not there. It's not a real drop-down field. So other place we can go and see is selector sub we can try. They have a demo application, right?
I have given one more website also in the WhatsApp group.
Okay. Let's see if I don't find it here, I'll find there.
Okay.
So choose a car is there. It is a drop-down field, right? It looks like a traditional drop-down field. Let's go and inspect this. Let's go and inspect this. So you see this is a select tag and go down here and we have multiple options. By default, which option is in selected state? Is there any option mentioned like selected or not? You see, they didn't provide. You see, there is one more thing you are learning here. If you don't provide selected tag here specially, by default, first option is getting selected. Can you see that? This is another variation of the HTML code. Can you see the HTML code, guys, everyone? In this website page, the Volvo option is there in selected mode. Why it's there in the selected mode? I didn't provide any selected here. They didn't provide any selected option here, but still the first option is there. If no option is provided as selected, by default, it is taking the first option as a selected. Okay, that's another thing you have to learn. Anyhow, I'll try to automate this, this drop-down field on the selector sub. So I'll just go here and take one more thing. So I'll just write down, save this, and then create one more. Okay, for another command, I'll go here. I'll just create a class with the name select by index. Select by index. Okay, demo. This is the command I'm going to demonstrate. Click on finish. Simply write down Chrome driver. Chrome driver is equal to new Chrome driver. Chrome driver is equal to new Chrome driver. Then Control Shift O. Then driver dot manage dot window dot maximize. Then driver dot get. Driver dot get. And here I'll provide the URL. That is this selector sub demo application where you can do a practice. Okay, then here in order to work with this drop-down field, first I have to create an object for the select class. Select is equal to new select. And here I'll say Control Shift O, and here over the mouse on this, and you have to pass the web element of the drop-down field. I'll simply write down driver dot find element by dot. I don't know what is that by dot now. Here right click, select inspect option. It has ID cars is there. Copy the cars. ID dot ID. Okay. Okay, fine. ID cars, and hover the mouse on this, it will create a web element here. Okay. Say what is that drop-down field, right? Drop-down field element, I'll say is equal to create a web element here. Create a web element and copy this and provide that here. Okay, copy that and provide that here. Then what is the next thing? Select by. I don't want to use select by visible text. This time what I can use? There are three ways to select an option in the drop-down field. First way is select by visible text. Whatever the text that is visible here, that is Volvo text or Saab text or Opel text or Audi text, we can give that visible text. But if I don't want to select an option from the drop-down field using the visible text, I can use which option? Select by index, another way. So in this, Volvo option is at which index? Volvo option is at which index, guys? Volvo option is at which index? Index what?
0 index.
0, correct. That's
Zero
correct.
index.
Volvo is the index 0. Saab is at the index 1. Opel is at the index 2. Audi at the index 4. Let's select Opel, which is at which index? Index 2. Okay. So I'll do one thing, select by index 2, I'll say. Now run the code and see whether that option is getting selected or not. Okay. This select by index, guys. Not only you can select an option in the drop-down field using the visible text, you can also select an option in the drop-down field by using its index. So there is a problem coming, but still there is no problem, guys. Opel has been selected, so don't have to worry. If things are working fine, there is no problem. Though the loading icon was coming and all, nothing happened to us. So let's go on. Okay, fine. Fine. So the page until the page loads, the Selenium WebDriver is waiting. So no problem. So in that case, fine. Next thing is, everyone clear with the select by index? Type C in the chat box and also type the name of the command that you have just now learned. Select by index is the command we have learned. Okay. Type C and select by index also. Okay. So that you guys will remember. Let's move on to the next one. I'll just close all this stuff. Let's move on to the next one. Whatever you see on the screen looks like a dropdown, may not be a dropdown. How to confirm that it is a dropdown? Go to the HTML code. If it has select tab, then it's a traditional dropdown. Otherwise, it looks like a dropdown, but it's not dropdown field. Don't apply the select class for non-dropdowns. Okay, that you are seeing on the websites or like HDFC Bank and all other websites, right? Where you are not seeing a dropdown, it looks like a dropdown. Go and confirm that whether it is a dropdown field or not by looking at the HTML code. Then only apply these options. Otherwise, these options will not be working for you. Third option is what? Select by value. So I'm going to demonstrate that select by value now. Right click here, create new class. Okay, create a new class and I'll say select by value demo. Value demo. Click on finish. Here also I'll rename this class name to some other name because I'm naming properly, right? So right click refactor. How to rename a class in this? Right click refactor option you have to see, and then you have to say rename. And here I'll give the name as select by visible text demo. I'll say okay. Click on finish. It will be changing. Okay? Click on finish again. Internally it will change the class name also internally. That's fine. Now here come back here, guys. Select by value. So here. Again, we'll go to the same omaya.blogspot.com, or we can go with any other thing also, not a problem. If you have any other example, you can tell me, globals. Yeah, we'll go with the different drop-downs. We'll try, guys, what's the matter. So we'll try to explore different drop-downs, okay? We'll also learn something there. You see, select country from the below drop-down field, they are saying. Let's inspect this option and see what is coming. In the HTML code, we should get select. Yes, this is a drop-down field. This is a drop-down field, guys. Correct. You guys are correct. It is a drop-down field. Okay. Yeah. I can take this as an example. Thanks for sharing that, Rajkumar. This is very good. Okay. Let's try to automate that. So for that, I'll start writing the Chrome driver. Driver is equal to new Chrome driver. Chrome driver is equal to new Chrome driver. Control-Shift-O. Then driver dot manage dot window dot maximize. Then driver dot get and give the application URL. Driver dot get and give the application URL. And then give this application URL here. And after that, then next thing is I'll inspect this drop-down field. And before inspecting, I'll create an object for the select class. Select is equal to new select. Select is equal to new select. And, hover the mouse on this. Import this select class from Java, Selenium library, And here constructor cannot be empty. We have to provide the web element of the drop-down field that you want to automate. So here I'll inspect this drop-down field, guys. Right click, select this, inspect this. And you see, this doesn't have an ID or something. What I have to do in that case? If this particular thing doesn't have an ID, how to locate the drop-down field? Let's say Control F, /select, I'll say. /select. How many are coming here? How many select tags are coming here? How many are coming here? When I say /select, only one. That means there is only one select tag on this page. So I can do this, right? Driver dot find element by dot tag name. Do you remember this command? It's very rare to use this command. Tag name. If only one element is there with the tag name, can I use tag name? To locate that element, can I use the tag name? What is the tag name we have there? Select is the tag name, right? Select is the tag name. Using the tag name, I can also locate. You see, this kind of situations will happen in real time where only one drop-down field is there on your website page. Okay. And here I'll say drop down field is equal to, hover the mouse on this and say create local variable. Control Z. So hover the mouse and say create local variable, and web element got created. Now at this drop-down field, I'll pass it here. Now I'll use this object reference of the select class, that is select, and say select dot select by Select by, instead of index or visible text, what is other command that is left out? Everyone type in the chat box, what is other command that is left out that we have to type for selecting an option in the drop-down field? We can use visible text, or we can use index, or we can use what? Value. Shall we use the value? Select by value. Let's try to use a value this time. Provide double quotes here, put a semicolon here, and go back here to the page and see. If I want to select some option here is, different places are there, guys. All countries are there, it seems. Okay. Lot of, places are there. New Zealand is there. I love New Zealand, guys. Okay. I somehow love New Zealand. Apart from, I love India. First of all, I love India because I'm from India anyhow. Patriotism will be there. But as a country, as a, location, weather and all, I feel New Zealand is a, personally, I feel sometime I need to travel to New Zealand. Okay. Maybe in future I will travel to New Zealand just I want to visit that place. Okay. I feel some, kind of connection there. So it has a value, guys. Okay. Value is equal to, okay, NZL. Copy that value. Here, give that value attributes value. Don't give this visible text. This is a visible text, right? If you go with the drop down, whatever the text that you see is a visible text. If you go with Afghanistan, index 0, index 1, all these things are there. But if I want to select this New Zealand option with the help of the value, select by value, what command I'm using here? I'm not using select by visible text, select by index I'm not using. I'm using select by value. For select by value, I have to use value attributes value. What is the value of the value attributes value here? What is the value of the value attributes value? NZL. Okay, they have given this value attributes value for this particular in the HTML code NZL. Using that value attributes value, if I pass that, I can select that option. Let's see whether the New Zealand option is getting selected in that application or not. By doing this, let's see that. So let the script run. It will first open the Chrome browser, then maximize the browser, open that application URL, whatever we have given here. On that, it has to select New Zealand option in the drop-down field. Okay. Let's see whether the New Zealand option is getting selected. Page is still loading, guys. Selenium WebDriver will wait for the page to load. And after the page loads, New Zealand option should get selected here. Is the New Zealand option got selected here? Guys, is the New Zealand option got selected here? Yes. It's not using the visible text or not by using index, using the value, we have selected that. So everyone clear so far? Everyone clear so far? Type C in the chat box if you guys are clear so far. Great. And next thing is, okay, did I close my browser and all? Okay. Just open this here now. Yeah, great, guys. Fine. So these are few commands we tried in the drop-down field. There are many other commands, guys. You see, these commands we cannot use with the drop-down field. Can you deselect an option in the drop-down field? For example, if I take you to this application that is omaya.blogspot.com, I can only select an option in the drop-down field. Is there a possible to deselect the option? In the drop-down field, can you deselect an option? I don't want doc2. Can I deselect like that? Is it possible? No. It's not possible to deselect an option. You can only change an option by selecting another option. But can you deselect an option that is currently selected? Can you deselect an option that is currently selected? Can you remove that option? No, not possible. You have to only change it by using select commands only. Do you think we need deselection commands for the drop-down field? Do you think that we need deselection commands for the drop-down field? Are they applicable? Can you deselect an option by visible text, or can you deselect by an option by index, or can you deselect an option by value? Is that possible in the drop-down fields? Not possible. Hence, these commands are not applicable. Okay, these commands, there's no need of using these commands with the drop-down field. Okay, there's no need of using these commands with the drop-down field. But where we use the deselect commands, if you go here, there's a multi-selection box field where you can select multiple options. And if you want to deselect any of the option, I can deselect there. Can you do the same thing with drop-down field? That deselection can you do with the drop-down field? Yes or no? Only selection is there, but deselection is not there. Only changing is there. For that, you have to again select another option to change. But here you can select, you can deselect also. At the same time, you can deselect or select. Deselect, select, select, deselect. That is not there with the drop-down fields. Hence, those options that are there here, like deselect by visible text, deselect by index, deselect by value, are not applicable for the drop-down fields. They are not applicable, guys. They are not applicable. You should not be using them with the drop-down field. Even though the suggestions will come, you should not be using with the drop-down fields. How to use these commands, I'll explain using the multi-selection box field or list box field, okay? Yeah. And then what is the next one we have? Is multiple. There's a command known as what, guys? What is the command here? Is multiple command. Using this command, we can find out whether this is a drop-down field or multi-selection or list box field. So in a drop-down field at a time, how many options you can select? In a drop-down field at a time, how many options you can select? Single option or multiple option? Single option or multiple option? Singular option. Single option. So when I use is multiple command with this drop-down field, will it return true or false? False, because we can only select one option, means it's not multiple field. Okay, so that's the purpose of the is multiple commands, guys. Right click here, create a new class. I'll simply say is multiple demo for the drop-down fields. Is multiple demo. Okay, and main method, I'll quickly write the code and it will return like this. We can write the code, guys. Okay, we can write the code like this. Chrome driver is equal to new Chrome driver. Then we can write down Control-Shift-O, then say driver dot manage dot window dot maximize, then driver dot get, and simply say driver dot get and provide the application URL here. What is application URL we have? Copy this application URL and go down here. And I just want to create a web element for this drop-down field. Inspect this drop-down field. So when I inspect the drop-down field, I'll get an ID here. ID is there for the drop-down. I can use ID to create the web element for the drop-down field. I'll simply write down driver.findElement by.id, provide the ID locator of the drop-down field. And here I'll write down drop-down field. Okay, hover the mouse and create the web element. And here I'll create an object for the select class. Select is equal to new select. And here to the Control-Shift-O, automatically it will import, and then drop-down field. Yeah, just here drop-down field. Here I'll write down select. Okay, then select dot select by I don't want to select anything, but I want to find out whether this is a drop is it multiple selection box field, or it's a drop down normal normal drop down field, only one option can be selected. So for that I have to use select dot is multiple. I have to use this, will return the boolean value. If you hover the mouse, you see the return type is boolean. The return type of this method is boolean, guys. It will return what? False in this case, because this is a drop down field. This is not a multi selection box field. Okay, so I can put this condition inside the if block also if I want. Select dot instead of boolean, I can print it out. First of all, I'll print that and make it easy, and then I'll go to that is multiple. I'll type, and then it will return what? A boolean value. So I'll say boolean b is equal to, I'll write after boolean b, I'll write system.out.println. I'll simply write down system.out.println and say b. Okay, now run the code. Right click, run as Java application, run the code here. What should be printed, guys? False should be printed, but because drop-down field is not a multi-selection box field. So here let's go to the output and see what got printed here. If I go to the output and see false got printed, because that is not a multiple field. It says only one option you can select, is multiple, will return false. To make it more good, we can also write like this, guys. Either this code you can write like this, or we can also write the code like this, which is more better. That is, I'll write the code like this. If select dot is multiple, okay, then system.out.println, it is not a drop-down field. Else I will say system.out.println, it is a drop-down field where you can select only one option. You cannot select multiple options. It's not a drop-down field, as you can select multiple options here. Okay, like that I'll write some descriptive thing, and at the end I'll put driver.quit. It will close the browser automatically. Okay, So why to wait? Why do we have to go manually and close the browser every time? If there is a chance, we'll close it. We have to make the script only close it by itself. Okay. Everyone type in the chat box. Meanwhile, is multiple command. Is multiple. Is multiple is the name of the command. Everyone type in the chat box so that you can remember. Is multiple is the name of that select class command. So what got printed? It is a drop-down field where you can select only. It is a drop-down field where you can select only one option is coming. Okay. Yes, great guys, great participation. Okay. So here what's happening? This is multiple is returning false. If false means we'll go to the else block. If you go to the else block, what will happen? It is a drop-down field where you can select only one option is printed. Okay. So clear everyone, clear with this is multiple command. Is multiple command is clear for everyone. Type C in the chat box. Great. Great. So, and for today, the final topic I'll take, that is get options. Get options will be the final topic for today. Tomorrow, if any other topics are left out for this drop-down field, I'll cover that. But today, the get options is the last command I'm going to teach you. And after that, we'll go for the doubts clearing or any guidance, anything, whatever you want. Okay. So get options is the thing we have to see now. Get options command. So here I'll create a new class. I'll just name this class as get options demo and create a main method. And I'll write the basic code that I have to write. That is Chrome driver. Driver is equal to new Chrome driver. Chrome driver is equal to new Chrome driver. Control Shift O. And here driver dot manage dot window dot maximize. Okay, window dot maximize and driver dot get command. Here I'll say open the application URL. Which application? I'll take any application. I can take this omai.blogspot.com for now. I'll provide that application URL. And in that application URL, you already know that this thing. Okay. Now in this drop-down field, how many options are there? In this drop-down field, how many options are there? I want to find number of options here. I want to find how many options are there. Tomorrow there may be 6 options. Day after tomorrow there may be 7 options. Ultimately, I want to dynamically find how many options are there. Currently, there are 5 options. Tomorrow, there may be 6 options, 7 options if the developer changes the code. But still, even after the developer changes the code, I want to get the number of options. Is there any way to find out how many options are there in the drop-down field dynamically? Yes, there is a way, guys. First of all, you just create, similarly, you create select is equal to new select like this, you create, okay? And Control Shift O, it will be imported from Selenium library. This constructor cannot be empty. I have to create the web element of the drop-down field and pass that here. So I'll go here and right click on the drop-down field and select inspect option. Once the moment I create inspect option here, you see one is coming. I'll copy this, guys. I'll copy this and then go here and here I'll write down driver dot find element by dot id and provide the ID locator of the drop-down field. Put a web element here. That is what is the web element? Drop-down field element. So drop down field is equal to hold the mouse on this drop-down field and say create. Then this drop-down field, I'll pass it here. This drop-down field, I'll pass it here. Here, select is gone somehow. Okay. Now I'll simply select dot. What is the command, guys? Get options is a command. Get options is a command. So what is this get options command returning? What is the return type of this get options command? Can you see it here? Can everyone type in the chat box? What is the return type of get options? List of web element, not just list of which generic type? List of generic type as web element. List of web elements it is returning. Remember the Java collections framework? We have array list, right? Array list, parent of the array list is what? List interface. That is coming here. Okay. List of web element is the return type of the get options. This how the Java concepts are useful for you now. If you have attended all my Java sessions, right, you will understand what's the importance of this list collections thing. Okay. So get options over the mouse, it is returning list of web elements, not a single web element. This get options has lot of elements, right? You see how many options are there? For now, 5 options are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are there. 5 web elements have to be returned. It cannot be returned in the form of single web element, right? It cannot return in a form of web element we cannot write down. Multiple web elements are being written. So each and every web element is an option. So I'm writing options here. Over the mouse, create local variable. The return type of the get options will be automatically added here. If you right click over the mouse, create local, automatically the return type of the get options will come here. So it's nothing, it's not a single web element, it is a list of web elements. Okay, here multiple elements are there. Multiple options are there. Okay, so fine. Now I want to find how many options are there in the dropdown field. First query is that I want to find how many options are there in the dropdown field. How to find how many options are there? I have to simply write down options dot. What is the command in collections to find the size of the list or array list? Size command, right? This is from Java, guys. This is from Java. This part is from Java, array list. Options.size is a method command. If you remember, if you have learned the collections framework well, you would have answered this question, right? Everyone has answered it in the chat box. Size is Rajkumar has answered, Renuka has already answered. Okay. Size is the command from collections framework for finding the sizes of the collections framework. List of elements or hash set, hash, like all these things. If you want to find the size, you have the size command, guys. Okay. Over the mouse on the size command, it is returning you the return type as what? Int. It's giving you number of options in the drop-down field. So int s is equal to system.out.println. I'll write down s. So how many options are there in the drop-down field be printed in the output, guys? So I would have done one more thing here. I'll stop this. And here I'll write driver.quit also, so that automatically the browser will close. Okay. I don't have to wait for manually close the browser. I'll run the script. So it should find the number of options in the drop-down field. It should find number of options in the drop-down field. That is 5 should be printed in the output, guys. 5 should be printed. Driver dot get that is options dot size. Okay, list of web elements dot size. What got printed, guys? 5. We can also make the output beautiful like this. Number of options in this drop-down field are like this. I can put this will be more better, right? Readability will be more. Okay, readability will be more here. Number of options in this drop-down field are 5 will be printed in the output this time. Okay, so browser will automatically close because at the end I put driver.quit. So and we'll get this output. Number of options in this drop-down field are 5. Got it? Now I want to do one more thing. It's not about the size. I want to get all the options in the drop-down field. I want to retrieve each and every option in the drop-down field and print in the output console. If you see all the options, guys, how they are between the option tags, right? Can you see that? All these options are inside the option tag, right? This is a web element, this is a web element, assume that this is a web element, this is a web element. So here, how many web elements we got? How many web elements we got? Total, how many web elements we got in this example? 5 web elements. For each and every web element, if you see, here web elements are nothing but option. First web element, okay? This get options command, this particular get options command is retrieving these options of this drop-down field. This first option as a web element, second option as a web element, third option as a web element, fourth option as a web element, fifth option as a web element. If you have 10 options, it will retrieve 10 options as a web elements. If you consider this particular thing as a web element, in between the HTML code, what text is there? Older newsletter text is there. I want to get this out. Which command I have to use in Selenium automation to retrieve the text between the HTML tags of the web element? Which command I have to use? Get text command. So I'm going to do the same thing. So here, after printing number of options in the drop-down field, I'm going to write, do I have to use for loop or for each loop with the, which one is better, guys? For loop is better or for each loop is better generally? For each loop. For collections, we have to use for each loop. Here, each and every option is of which type? Each and every option here is of which type? Here, each and every option is of which type? Guys, tell me, each and every option is of which type? Web element type. Correct. So I have to write web element here. Web element E colon this options, list of web elements. Okay, list of web elements. I'll write it here. Now for each and every option in the this options of the list of web elements, for every option, what I have to do here? For every option, system.out.println E. Can I print like this? Will it retrieve me the text of that particular element? If I put E here, Renuka is saying yes. What about other people? Rajkumar is saying we have to write E.getText. Vishwa is saying we have to write E.getText. What about others? Everyone try to answer that. If I print E.getText is the command. If you print E means object of the web element will be printed, not not the text. If you, I'll run and show you what will happen if you print E here, so that you'll understand. Yes, Renuka, you updated now. Correct. Okay. It's good to go. Good to understand, guys. Initially, even I have understood that E means it will print the options, but it's not like that. Okay. So run the code and see that what got printed in the output. We thought every option, some text will be printed. Instead, object addresses are getting printed. Object addresses are getting printed. Okay, this kind of things. Chrome on Windows, something, tag name, some ID, something is getting printed. So objects are getting printed. Rather, web elements are printed in the form of objects. Instead of that, web element dot get text. If you write, this will retrieve the text between the tags, HTML tags of this particular element. That is a command you already know, right? Now run the code. This time you'll get a perfect output. Run the code. You'll get the perfect output. You see, all the options in the drop-down field got printed or not, including older newsletter, doc1, doc2, doc3, doc4. Yes or no? Yes, right? So I can write a print statement here before the for each loop, like the below are the, to make the program more good, below are the list of options in the drop-down field. Below are the list of options in the drop-down field. Okay, run the code. This will be more good now. So this is the last topic for today, guys. After this, we can go for the doubts. Anyone have any doubts? We can go through this once this script is run. Once the script execution is completed, we can go with the doubts. Yes. The below are the list of options in this in the drop-down field. That is older newsletters, doc1, doc2, doc3, doc4. So everyone clear so far? Everyone clear so far with the drop-down field and different commands I covered? Everyone clear? Type C in the chat box. If any other commands are left out, I'll cover that tomorrow. Okay, if any other comments are left out, I'll cover that tomorrow. Don't worry. So first we'll go with the drop-down field, then multi-selection box field. Most of the comments will be repeated. Some extra comments are there for multi-selection box field, like deselect all commands and all. So here I'll right select and go to that thing and see what else is left out. You see, deselect all we cannot use. All these commands we cannot use with the drop-down field because they're only for multi-selection box field only. Deselection is possible. Then equals we don't use. Then get all selected options. We can use this command. Get first selected option. We can use this command. Get options. Just now I showed you how to use get options. Is multiple. I just now I showed you. Select by index, select by value, select by visible. Maybe 1 or 2 commands are there which I have to cover as part of the dropdown. After that, we'll go to the multi-selection box field tomorrow. Not tomorrow. That's on the next weekday. That is Monday. Monday we'll go with the next options. Okay. Tomorrow we have live automation challenge thing. Okay. Live automation challenge session is there tomorrow that we'll see tomorrow. If anyone have any doubts, you can ask me, guys. This is the right time for you to ask the doubts. Anyone have any doubts from today's session?
Now, Arun, I think now we have one method called get first selected option. Similarly,
Yeah,
is there any way we can select?
That I'll cover tomorrow. Gets first selected option, right?
Yeah. Similarly, for example, there are 5 fields in the drop down. I want to select the last one and also last -1. Is there way we can select?
Index you have to follow.
Okay. So first we need to manually check how many options are there. Then we can pass the index of that field.
Not like that. Maybe you want to select the last option. That is your requirement.
Correct.
Yeah, there are ways. Let's try some ways. Your question is good, but let's try the ways. Okay. What is possible? We'll figure out. Selecting last option, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. So let's go and do that. As part of the doubt, I'll cover this. So we'll write the code and we'll try to figure out what we can do, because let's try it. Okay. We'll get some solution here. Chrome driver is equal to new Chrome driver. Then Control-Shift-O, driver dot manage dot window dot maximize, and driver dot get. Sorry. You want to select the last option. So I'll first go to this one of the application just to demonstrate that omaya.blogspot.com. I'll go and here I'll give this URL and paste it here. Let's find it out. What are the ways for us to select the last option? So here select is equal to new select, Control-Shift-O. Then here web element we have to give driver dot find element by dot id. We know that there is an ID for that. I think drop1 is the ID for this, right? If I remember. Let's inspect the drop-down field. Drop1 is the ID for that. Copy this ID. Come back here and just paste that ID here. Here we are creating a drop-down element. Drop-down field is equal to hover the mouse on the drop-down field and create local variable, and then your drop-down field, just pass it here. And let's try one way. I'm just thinking of this way. Let's say I don't know whether this will work or not, but I'm giving an experiment here. If I give 0 here, what is happening? First option is getting selected. Can I give something like -1 or something? I'm just checking. I don't know whether this is possible or not. Okay, select by, right? Sorry. But I know the proper way, but I'm trying this way. If there is a possibility or not, I'm trying. I don't know whether this will work or not, but I'm just giving it a try. Okay. To select the last option, there is a way. The proper way I know, but I'm just experimenting here. What will happen if I put -1 there? Will it accept that, or will it give an exception or error? I want to see that. So here you see, I already got an exception. No such element exception is coming. It's not working out, guys. Okay. No such element exception is coming. It's not working out. We cannot locate option with index 1. So this is not the way. So what is the way? If I have told you, the better way is that let's find the size of how to find the size of the drop-down field. Select dot, get options. What the get options will return? List of web elements, right? List of web elements it will return. Okay. So here, directly here, I'll say size. Can I write like this, guys? In a single line, can I write? Select dot get options is giving me an object reference of list of web elements. That options dot size I can say or not. That object dot size I can say or not. In a single line, I don't have to create a web element, list of web element, and using that object reference, I can call directly like this, guys. Same way that we have used with driver.manage. Driver.manage is returning the object of the options class. Using that object of the options class, we are calling windows. Using the object of the window, we are calling the maximize. Same way, using the object of this get options, which is returning list of web elements. Okay, list of web elements. So I'm getting the size here. The size will be returned here. So int size is equal to drop-down size. Now here, yeah, I can do something like this. Select by index. I'll say select by index. I'll take select by index, and in the select by index, if I have to select the last option, I have to give what? Size -1. Right or wrong? First option will be at the index 0. Second option will be at the index 1. Third option will be at the index 2. Fourth option will be at the index 3. Fifth option will be at the index 4. 5 options are there. Size will come as 5. 5 minus 4 is 4. Last option will be definitely at the size -1. Right click, run as Java application. Instead of giving directly -1 in the select by index, find the size of that drop-down field and then give this option. Let's see what will happen. The previous one, I think so. Yeah, now it's running. Yeah, it's running. The script is running, guys. Just see, last one got selected or not. Guys, programmatically, I made the last option selected. If you want the last but one option, what do you have to do? Give size -2. It will get the last but one option. One option. Clear? Clear how to do this is clear for you? Yes. Okay.
Yeah, yes, sir. Thank you.
Top 3 got selected. Like that, any option you can select. That is a good question, and we are able to do it. Okay. Yeah. Next, any other questions, guys? Any other questions or any other doubts you have? This is the right time to ask and get yourself cleared up. Anyone have any other doubts or questions here?
So due to list, we have used for loop there, right?
Which one?
Yeah, for get options.
Get options. We have used list of array elements. List of elements. Yes. This is Amruta, right? Okay.
Yes,
Amruta,
yes.
you have joined in between. Maybe because of that, right? You don't have the concept of this Java, right? This element, this thing, what's happening.
Yes.
So I'll give you a
Yes,
heads up
yes.
because you're asking me as part of the doubt, right? I'll clear your doubt here. You know about arrays, Amruta? Do you have an idea of arrays?
Yes.
Yes. So arrays are fixed in size, Amruta. Okay, arrays are fixed in size. But coming to the array list, it belongs to the collections framework and it is flexible in size. Yeah, how many elements you want to add, you can add into the array list basically. Okay, so I'll just give you an example of array list here. Array list demo in Java. This is from Java, not from Selenium. So in order to work with array list, right, you have to create an object for a predefined class known as array list. Okay, Amrita, is that clear? A list is equal to new array list. Like that, we have to create an object for the array list class. Okay, and import this array list from Java package. That is java.util package will come. Import that. Once you import that, you see a warning message is coming. Can you see the warning message, Amrita?
Yes, yes.
Yellow color. Why it is coming means it's asking you to add the generic type. Generic type means which type of objects you want to store into this array list. Here you cannot store primitive values like int or something. You cannot store it. Will not accept. Here it is object oriented type completely. So here I need to provide, let's say if I want to store integer objects, I'll say integer here. Got it? Here why warning message is still coming means I didn't provide the generic type here in the constructor. Before the constructor also you can provide the generic type. If you declaration side, if you provide, that is enough. Optionally, you can also provide integer here, but it's not compulsory that you have to provide here. Okay. Till here, everything is clear. How to create an object for the array list is clear.
Yes.
Yes. Now, like similar to arrays, you can add any number of elements into the array list. Okay. How to add? For that, for adding, you have to write array a list, object reference of the array list dot. There is a method known as add method. Okay. So I'll add 9. Here 9 is not a value, primitive value. It's not a primitive value. It's 9 is an integer object here in this case. It's an integer, right?
Okay.
Integer object. Okay. Object oriented. It collections are like, collection of objects, not values. Okay. Here 9. 5. Second object is being stored. A list dot add of 7. Third object is being stored. Like that, multiple objects I can store. Okay. I can keep on adding any number of objects. And there is no limit for that. But coming to arrays, they are fixed in size. But coming to the array list, they are not fixed in size. Got it? You see, you can keep adding, right? Did I mention any size in the declaration? No.
No.
Keep on going. That's the difference between arrays and array list. And similarity between the arrays and array list is that first element will be stored at the index 0, similar to arrays. Second element will be stored at the index 1. Third element will be stored at the index 2. Fourth element will be stored at the index 3, like that. Okay. Now, how to retrieve the elements from this array list? System.out.println. Array list, the object reference array list. There's a method known as get method. Get of index. I have to say get of 0 means which object will come out and print in the output?
9.
Similarly, I can say system.out.println a list.get of 1, I can say. Similarly, I can say system.out.println array list, system.out.println array list dot get of 2, I can say. Okay. System.out.println array list dot get of 3, I can say. Okay. So all the elements will be retrieved and printed also now. Okay. In the output, you will get this 9571 printed in the output. Okay. You got the output right proper. This is all good. But is it a good idea to go with the system.out.println? Tomorrow 100 elements are there. Do you write 100 elements here?
No.
No, that's not a good idea, right? So what we do instead of that, instead of these print statements, right, I'll go with a for loop. Okay. Normal for loop, right? For int I is equal to 0. The way you use with arrays, right? The for loop. Like take 0, I less than the size of the array list. How to get the size? If you want to get the size of the array, there is a length predefined variable with arrays, right? There's a predefined variable known as length. But coming to the collections, we don't have that length. We have something known as size method is there. Okay. Collections. You have to use dot size. Array list dot size we have to use. In arrays, we have that arrays object reference dot length predefined variable is there. Okay. But strings we have length predefined method is there. But for collections, we have size predefined method is there. Okay. Here I'll put I plus plus. So this is a better way, right? I plus plus. Logic, system.out.println a list dot get of method will want the index value. That I will become the index here. It will iterate and will print all the elements. Instead of writing so many print statements, I can use this normal for loop. Okay, this is the second way. Till here it is clear?
Yes.
Yes. I say that this is also not good. Why? Because for arrays and collections, there is a special loop designed. What is that special loop for arrays and collections we have in Java? For each loop. What is that? For each loop.
For each.
For each loop is a special loop designed for arrays and collection. Wherever you get a chance to use a loop with arrays and collections, you have to use the for each loop. For each loop looks similar to the for loop, but here instead of giving the three values like int I is equal to 0, I less than some condition, I plus, instead of that, we'll see here it's a list of elements. It's a array list means a list of elements, right? Each and every element is
Yes.
here. Here 9 is of which type? Integer type. 5 is of integer which type? Integer type. 7 is of which type? Integer type. 1 is of which type? Integer type. So individual elements data type I have to take. That is integer here. Okay. Then here I'll say I or whatever the thing you want to give. You can give that. Or E also you can give E for element or I for whatever. Okay. So here E colon we have to write. After that we have to write colon. And after the colon we have to give the name of the array list.
Okay.
Okay. So control Z. Here I'll paste the name of the array list. Now here simply I have to write system.out.println. I have to write E. That's it. Which one is simple? Normal for loop is simple, or traditional for loop is simple, or for each loop is simple?
Yeah.
It is simple.
For each. Yes.
For each will be simple. Here, how it will work is array list. It will check whenever the control go to the for each loop, right? It will check how many elements are there. 9, 5, 7, 1. 4 elements are there. In that, what is the first element? 9. 9 will be assigned to E. And since one element is assigned to E, that element that got assigned or stored into the E will be printed. That 9 will be printed. In the second iteration, what will happen? It will check any more elements, 3 more elements. In that, what is the first element? 5. 5 will be assigned to E. Since one element is assigned, it will go into the for each loop and 5 will be printed. Any more element? 7, 1. In that first element 7 will be assigned, 7 will be printed. Okay. Then remaining element 1 got assigned, 1 got printed. Any more elements? No. Will come out of the for each loop. This is how the for each loop works with the array list. So far clear?
Yes, yes, clear.
And now one more thing is there. There's a parent class, parent interface for the array list. Who is the parent interface for array list? Not all people will write the array list like this. Some people will write the array list interface, a list is equal to array list. They will write. Why they will write like this? Because list is a parent interface of the array list class, but interface you cannot create an object in Java. For the classes, you can create objects in Java. So you create an object for the child classes and assign them to the variables of the parent interface. Like list is one of the parent interface. People will write the code like this also sometimes. So, that's the reason.
Like WebDriver.
Like WebDriver. WebDriver driver is called new Chrome driver, right? Like that list is there, which is the parent of the array list. Okay.
Yeah.
Now here, if you come here to this drop-down fields thing, if you come to the drop-down fields thing, you can see here what it is returning. It's not returning me the array list object. Rather, it is returning me what? List of web elements it is returning, right? So
yes,
the list of options are in array list, which are returned in a variable of the parent interface known as list element by default by the Selenium library. That's the reason we have to have the knowledge. Who is the parent of the array list? We have to have the knowledge. So that's what we have done here. We have found the size of the how many web elements are there. We have found, and using the for each loop, we iterated and use the commands of Selenium, that is get text command, to retrieve the text between the tags. Now it's clear for you? This code?
yes, clear, sir.
Great. Yeah, you can feel free to ask me anytime such kind of questions if you are not understanding because you joined in between, right? That's okay. I can explain. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions, guys?
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Hello.
Sir, can you open the array list one code, sir?
The same thing. Get options.
No, not this. Array list you have written.
Okay. Demo. Doubts one. Okay.
Doubts one.
Yeah. Array list demo. Yeah. Tell me.
Okay. There, can you downcast there, sir? For list interface, the 10th line, can you downcast it?
10th line. What I want to do? What do you want to do?
Here you did upcasting, sir. I want to hear downcasting whether it works. Sir.
What downcasting you want to do is the question.
It means for array list is the child class for list interface.
Yes.
Yeah, that's why we did upcasting here.
Yeah, here you can directly, instead of downcasting, you can directly write array list, right? Why to downcast again?
It means if you downcast it, whether we can able to see or not. That's what.
Yeah, we can do that, but there is no use. Why to write 2 lines? Directly say array list. You can directly use it now. If you are
just for knowledge purpose.
Yeah, just for knowledge purpose, you can do it, no problem. Okay. So here a list again, if you want to downcast the a list, a list object reference, you want to say that as array list, right? You can do that, not a problem. Okay, again, a list a list 2 is equal to over the mouse on this and say create a local variable done. So warning messages are coming because again I have to provide integer here, otherwise generic types we have to give here. Okay, that's the reason we are getting the warning messages integer. Okay, then a list, you can use a list here. Okay, but this is not required directly. You can make this array list only, right? This will work. Okay, whatever the question you are asked will work, but ultimately this is not the proper solution, because why we have to downcast and use it is the question. Okay, but you can upcast, downcast, and so okay, automatically it's getting upcasted. Because for downcasting you have to do like this and downcast. Got it? Clear?
Oh, okay.
Okay, fine.
Sir,
Yes.
sir,
Srikanth.
sorry, actually, sir, what is this downcasting and upcut? Sir, I'm not aware. Actually. Can you please?
Okay, downcasting and upcasting, if you want to be aware of, we have to create two classes. Okay, I'll tell you what is downcasting, upcasting. If I say class A here, click on finish. Okay, I'm creating a class known as class A. Now here I'll say int A is equal to 5, and I'll create a method here, public void sample A method. I'll just create a something like system.out.println inside sample A method. Okay, like this I created. Fine. Now I'll create one more class. I think I can create one more class here itself. Let's say instead of creating a separate one, I'll say class B, class B. Here I'll write down int B is equal to some 10. Then I'll write public void sample B. Like this I'll write. Okay. Now I'll write down system.out.println inside sample B method. Now, is there any relation between this class A and class B for now? No relation, right? No relation.
No.
But I can make this class B a child class of the class A. Okay. So for that, I have to use which keyword in Java? Extends. Extends class A, I'll say. Okay.
Yes.
Now, in this kind of situation, if I create one more class, I'll just name this class as demo PC or something. Okay. Some random name I'm giving. I'll just drag this so that you can see both the things. We have class A, then where is the class B? We have class B, and we have the demo class like this. Okay. So here in the demo class, I can create an object directly for the class B or not? Can I create an object for the class B directly?
Yes, you can. Yeah.
Create class B, CB is equal to new class B. Like that I can
Class
create.
B.
Okay.
Yes.
Then I can access all the variables and methods of the class B that system.out.println. Sorry. So system.out.println. System.out.println. I can simply say cb.a. I can say. Okay. I can also say cb. I can call the method sample A method. That's correct. Can I use this object reference of the class B to access the variables and methods of the class A? For now, can I do that?
Yes, you can.
Yes, I can do that because they are inherited in the child class, right?
Yes.
System.out.println cb.b. I can access because they are inherited. Child class inherits the properties, that is variables and methods from the parent class. I can do that. Okay.
Right.
Now I can also see cb.sample b also I can call. Actually, I called here sample. Okay, sorry. I think I reversely explained. First, I have to access the child class things. Okay. cb.b I can access, and cb.sample b I can access, right? This is the main thing. When I create an object for the child class things I can access. Apart from that, I can access the variables and methods of the parent class, which are inherited in the child class. cb.a I can access, and I can say cb.sample a I can say. Good, right? So far, so good. Now, what if I run this code, it will work fine without any problems. It will get all the values of the child class and the parent class. This is okay. Here, we are not either downcasting or upcasting. Am I doing any downcasting or upcasting here? No, I'm creating an object for the same class and assigning it to the variable of the same class. There is no downcasting, upcasting here. No downcasting or upcasting here. So far, clear?
Yes.
Now I'll go with another example. What if I create an object for the class A? Directly class A. Class A. Can I create, right? Can I create an object for the class A directly? I can create. Okay.
Yes.
Like this, I'll create an object for the class A. Now, when I create an object for the class A, can I access the class A variables and methods? I can do. Can I access the
Yes.
child class variables and methods using class A?
No.
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 So there's some restriction here. System.out.println. I can also say ca.a. I can say. I cannot say ca.b. I cannot say ca.b. System.out.
Right.
If I write down system.out.println, if I try to access, sorry, system.out.println, not good with this. Okay, system.out.println. ca.b will not come at all. If you try to access also, you'll get error because child class things cannot be accessed with the object reference of the parent class. What I can do here, ca.sample A I can access, but ca.sample B can I access? Only sample A is coming,
No.
sample B is not. This is also clear. Using the
Yes.
parent
Yes.
class object, you can only access the variables and methods of
Parent
the
class
parent
only.
class only. Here also no downcasting or no upcasting. Okay, no downcasting, no upcasting in both the cases. Clear so far?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Now
sir.
what I will do is I can create an object for the child class and assign that to the variable of the parent class. Is it possible? I want to create an object for the child class and access and create and assign that object to the variable of the parent class. How? Like this.
Yes. Yes.
Class B. This class A. Sorry, class A. This is also sorry. What happened here? Okay, CA is repeated here. CACB I used, right? That's the reason. I'll say CAA otherwise. Okay. Duplicate object, right? Name cannot be duplicated. Okay. So CAA I'm saying. You see here I'm creating an object for the child class, but assigning to the variable of the parent class. This concept is called as upcasting. Got it?
Okay.
When
Okay.
you do an upcasting, what happens in Java is using this object reference, even though you are creating an object for the child class, you cannot access the child class specific variables and methods. Only the inherited variables and methods from the parent class can be accessed using the object reference. Got it?
Yeah.
You
Understood.
create an object for the child class and assign that to the variable of the parent class. That is called as upcasting. What happens using this object reference is you can only access the inherited variables and methods of the parent class, not specific variables and methods of the child class. Even though you create an object for the child class, still you cannot access B and sample B. Got it?
Okay.
System.out. This is called as upcasting. So CAA dot, you see I can access A, which is inherited by the class B, right? Object is created by class B, but I'm declaring and assigning to the class A. I can access the variables and methods of the class A, which are inherited by the class B, but not the class B specific things I cannot access. CAA dot B. Can I get B here? You see I'm getting an error. It's not possible. Okay. With upcasting will restrict and the parent class will restrict this object reference to use any other specific variables and methods of the child class. When you do this kind of stuff, upcasting thing, only the inherited variables and methods can be accessed using this object reference. Then CAA dot sample A. Okay, I can access. What if I create the same sample A method here? Public void sample A method. If I create it so in the child class, I'll simply say system.out.println sample A, sample A class B, I'll say child class B. Okay, sample A in class B, that is child class sample A. Okay, in this case, if I call this sample A, this inherited method will be called or child class specific method will be called. What do you think? Which one will be
It's uh,
yeah, parent or child?
child one.
Child one, because this is called as overriding. Okay, so
All right.
in upcasting, when you create an object for the child class and assign that to the variable of the parent class and using that object reference, if you try to access, okay, a method which is there both in the parent and child class, this method is said to override the method. So it will ignore the inherited method. So now you see class A is restricting the class B object to use only the variables and methods that are available in the class A. Okay. If you want the child class methods to be run, they should have the same names and variables as a parent class, then only they will be called. Got it? Otherwise,
Okay.
different variables methods are there, they cannot be called. Okay. So here you see sample A in class B is being printed here. That means child class overridden method is being called rather than the inherited method in that case. But if the child class doesn't have that sample A method, in that case, parent class inherited method will be called. Okay. Now, what is downcasting here? Then what is downcasting here? You see, can I create an object for the class A and assign that to the variable of the class B? Can I create an object for the class A and assign to the variable of the class B? Is that possible? Reverse is possible.
No.
Child class object
No.
assigning to the parent variable is fine. Okay. Here I'll write new class A. New class A. Can I assign this new class A to the variable of the class B? CBB I'll
No,
write. It's not possible at all. Okay. Class B. I cannot access like this. So automatic upcasting is possible, where you can create an object for the child class and assign that to the variable of the parent class is upcasting, and it's automatically done. But for downcasting, if I have to create an object for the class A and assign it to the variable of the child class, then you have to provide circular brackets here and convert that object to class B type. Then only it will be possible. Okay, got it? Now using this thing, if I want to access something, CB dot, I can access similar way. The way that you have accessed here, right? A, B, everything, inherited variables, class specific variables, everything can be accessed now. Okay, simple. This is called as downcasting. Clear?
Okay, sir.
Understood, na? CBB dot A. This is called as downcasting because there is no possibility of creating object for the parent class and assign to the variable of the child class. If you still want to do that, you have to downcast it using this method. Okay, this is called as downcasting. By downcasting, again, the object of the child class will be converted to the child class object. Okay, parent class will be converted to child class type, and you can use that object reference. So you, after this kind of thing, if you want to access both variables and methods of the child class, you can typecast the CA into child class and then access all the stuff. Okay, that is the way it will come to use. Otherwise, it's not useful. Okay, sample A, you can access everything. Sample B. This is called as upcasting and downcasting in Java. These two things are called as upcasting and downcasting in Java. Run the code, everything will work out. Everything will be printed, okay, without any problems. Okay, there is an exception here. What is an exception that is coming? When you are downcasting, there is an exception coming. What is an exception that is coming? Let's see. Class cast exception is coming, okay? Pi sample A got printed, but when you downcast it, class cannot be cast to class doubts, class B doubts, class A and doubts are in unnamed module of loader app. Something is coming. So here 1, 2, 3. Okay, 1 minute. First one is B. Second one is A and B should come now. So I think where did I print this AB? Only AX related stuff. And here, okay, here I printed 4 things. Yeah, everything got printed. But here, when you downcast, it's not working, right? Here, downcasting is not working. Maybe like this, it may not work. 25th line, it's not possible to downcast like this. What you can do here is, rather, can we do something like this? CAA, and then convert that into class B and use it. Let's see, CBB is equal to class B, I'll say. Let's run this and see whether downcasting is possible or not in this case, or we'll get an exception. No, downcasting is there, possible in this case. CBB dot, I can access, but I don't know what will happen here. System.out.println, CBB dot A. Is it printing the value? Yeah, it's working now. Okay, maybe there itself we are creating an object and there itself we are typecasting, right? It's not accepting. But after, upcasting, if you want to downcast, you can do that. Okay, directly you are not able to do, but using that object reference, you can downcast. CBB dot sample A, CBB dot sample B. Let's sample B. Let's try it out and see what is happening. Right click, run as Java application. If it is working, then we are good. Yeah, it's working fine. Okay. So like this, you can use downcasting. Don't directly say here, like the moment you create an object for child class and class A, creating object for class A and then assign, like that you don't do. If you have already assigned an object for the child class to the parent class, if you already have assigned the child class object to the parent class and again you want to get it back, then you have to do downcasting, not the other way. Okay, not the other way, guys. Got it? Right? So that is a
Got it.
problem. What I mean to say is, if you directly create an object for the class A, and if you don't want to downcast that into the child class, that is not possible. I'm saying, okay, it's not possible to directly downcast the object of the parent class to the class B here. Okay, CVB B is equal to this. Downcasting is not possible. Earlier, if you have upcasted, that upcasted thing you can downcast, but not directly. If you're not upcasted and you directly want to downcast, that is not possible. Okay, this is not possible. That's where we got the error. Okay, so the below line is not possible. It will give an exception. The below line is not possible. We'll get an exception. Okay, this is not possible. By creating an object for the parent class and trying to downcast to child class, okay, is not possible. But earlier, if you have created an object for the child class and assign that to the variable of the parent class, that kind of object reference you can download and downcast to the child class again, but not directly here by creating an object for the parent class and downcasting into the child class. Okay, so some level downcasting is not possible. So hope we learned something new anyhow because of the questions. That's good. Yeah, yeah, it's clear now for you for now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Understood.
Okay. Any other questions, guys? Any other questions?
Sir, can you
Rajkumar,
rename that class name in future?
1 minute,
We
1
can-
minute. There is one question from Rajkumar. Posted in WhatsApp group. Since you could post here of size length restrictions in this site, it's lightbox and not alert. Rajkumar, you there? Rajkumar, you there? No, it's not there. He posted something, but he left out. Okay. Posted in WhatsApp group since could not post here of size or length. Okay, okay. Something has posted. Let's see what is has posted in the WhatsApp group. So just click on this. I'll just click on this. Let's see what the Rajkumar has posted in the WhatsApp group. Okay, something alerts workbench. Something he has posted. Okay, so WebDriver driver prompt driver dot manage driver dot get alert confirmation prompt driver dot find element show element WebDriver wait new duration dot of seconds web element. Okay, let me read it first. Okay, and visibility of element located by locator. Then okay button web element by ID show confirm click web element agree button. Wait out until expected conditions are visibility of element. So maybe what problem is facing we don't know. Disagree button. Okay, in the same application we have seen to yesterday, kind of disagree button. Okay, until password the red dot sleep web element. Okay, don't know whether this is working for him or not, but I'll figure out like tomorrow when he joins, we can find it out. Okay. Who has the next question now?
Yes, Arun.
Yes, AB.
Yeah, sorry. I sent in a link in a chat. I'm not sure if that is an alert or like box, but I'm having trouble.
This one. Okay, let me check and confirm you. So you want to show whether see whether that is an alert or light box kind of thing. Okay, where is that?
Yes. Yeah, that one, the first one. This
show alert.
Yes,
Right click
please.
here, inspect option is coming, right? Right click here, inspect option is coming. So it doesn't look like an alert for me. Show confirm, right click here. Inspect option should not come for alerts. Okay. If the inspect options are coming means they are not alerts basically. They look like alerts. They look like alerts. They are jQuery, jQuery. That's not JavaScript. If I go to JavaScript here, what is happening? Let's see. In case of JavaScript, if I click on show and right click here also inspect option is coming. So let's try to automate them. And we have this as a pending, we gave this as an assignment or something, I don't remember, but let's try to automate that.
Yeah,
that's come, right? So here, where is that alerts demo? Right click new class, doubt alert 1. You can't finish. Let me write the code. So that doesn't look an alert from the HTML point of view because I'm able to right click and inspect this. It looks like an alert, but it's not an alert basically. Okay. Let's see how does it work. Chrome driver is equal to new Chrome driver. Then Control Shift O, then driver dot manage dot window dot maximize, then driver dot get. driver dot get, and then open the application URL, copy this, paste it here. Then once that is done, so once I open the application URL, I just need to click on this show alert button. I'll inspect the show alert button. So let's see the HTML code for that show alert button, right click inspect. And this HTML code, it has an ID. I'll copy this ID and see, just have a doubt whether it's part of anything. No, it's not part of anything. I can directly write driver.findElement by.id, provide the ID locator of that particular thing and put a semicolon here and create alert button is equal to web element is equal to hover the mouse. They create local variable and simply write down alert button dot click. Okay. When I click on that, we'll get this, and we'll have to wait for this because it's an asynchronous activity. I'll wait for this OK button. Let's say I'll inspect this OK button on that thing, and I'll wait for that. The button. What else is there? This entire div thing. This part, this button part. Okay. Here, MSC pop-up buttons are there. MSDC pop-up buttons. Okay, I'll copy this, and here button tab index, any other specific things are there. I'm checking some unique things. OK is there here. Copy this and Control F, / button. Text is equal to OK. Let's see how many elements are getting located when I give that. Only one element, that is this OK, is getting located. So I can go with this. I'll wait for this element because this is an asynchronous activity first of all. Driver.findElement by dot XPath, give the XPath expression of that OK button. So instead of that, I'll write something like this. Sorry, I'll write something like this. WebDriver wait is equal to new WebDriver wait. WebDriver wait is equal to new WebDriver wait, and Control Shift O. And then here I'll write a driver comma duration dot of seconds. And here I'll give, let's say, maximum 10 seconds. It's an asynchronous, but generously we are giving the time. Wait dot until expected conditions dot visibility of element located by, and this element I will wait for. Okay, by dot XPath thing I'll wait for. Okay, so I can wait for this and put a semicolon here at the end. Let's minimize this. A semicolon here at the end. Done. Then this will return you the web element of that OK button element. For the mouse, create. Okay, I just want to wait for that element. Once the element comes, that means we are waiting for this part. I want to get this heading. Cellular data is turned on for Safari is coming. I'll right click here, inspect this option. You see some H2 tag is there, right? I'll just say Control F /H2. How many elements are coming? Let's see. 1 of 9 elements are coming. If I give, we have to find a different way then. Inspect this. Here, MSC alert content, class MSC alert content I'll take and create an XPath expression. Control F /div @class is equal to, give that class. And in that /H2, if I say only one element is coming, that is nothing but, okay, let's press enter. So this is the one that is getting located. Okay. H2, only this part is, I want to retrieve this particular text. So I don't want to switch to the alert, right? I don't have to switch because inspection options are coming. Why I have to switch to the alerts? Driver dot find element by dot XPath. Give the XPath expression of that text on that dialog. Okay. I cannot say it as an alert. It's not an alert. Okay. AB, it's not an alert. It's a dialog, some sort of dialog. It's not a light box also. It's not a light box. It doesn't look to me as a light box also. It's a similarity of some, we cannot model dialog or some kind of thing maybe. Okay, some model dialog or something. Some class they are applying, and what type of this is, we don't know. But it doesn't come under light box. Will be generally X option will be there. Okay, so here OK is coming, and okay. So they are using different, code here, JavaScript, jQuery and all to make this happen. They are displaying that as an alert, but it's not an alert basically. Mobi scroll. Is there any this? What is this actually? This application is all about what basically? We have to, based on that we can decide what it is. It's making the things many easy. It looks like an alert, but it's not an alert. Okay, it's not an alert, but using some technology, it's creating something. Okay, using some technology, it's creating something. But we'll see that about the application. But you don't have to switch to the alert. So it's not an alert. It's neither a light box. It looks like a light box, variation of a light box in the form of an alert, but a different category, I feel. Okay. You see, when the light box is there now, there is one difference here. You see, when the light box is there, if I go to one of the light box here, I'll go to tutorials ninja.com/demo. Why I'm saying it's not a light box means if I go here to one of the page, HP or something, click on this, go to the product page, I'll click on one of the image. This is a light box. When I click somewhere here, is that closing? Is the light box closing, AB?
Yes.
Yes. But here, if you come to this application, if I click anywhere here, it's not working. At same time, I'm getting inspect option. For alerts, you should not get the inspect option. Neither it is a light box, neither is an alert. It's something different. Okay. What is that? We don't know because a lot of, things are happening on the UI side. So we have to figure out what exactly they call it by going to this application and, by understanding that technology, we have to understand. One way is to, inspect that and find it out. Any clue may be there in the HTML code, but I don't see any clue here. MSBC, mobile scroll, alert content, mobile scroll, alert content they are saying, but, padding and then MSBB pop-up focus, pop-up. They are saying this as a pop-up. It's a pop-up they are saying. And here, if we go up, pop, there is a word like pop-up. We can call that as a pop-up. It's, they're calling it as a pop-up only. Okay. It's not the thing. This is the thing. You see, class MSBC Flexco, MSBC pop-up, MSBC pop-up center, role dialog. Okay, they are creating with some action. Then yeah, pop-up. You can say that as a pop-up, but it's not neither a light box nor an alert. So we can get the text on the alert. Text the alert, text on that. I cannot say text on alert. Text on dialog, I'll say, or pop-up, I'll say. Otherwise, web element. So this is a text on. Otherwise, I'll say dialog, text on. Yeah, your voice is visible. Sorry, audible.
I'm hearing Bhagavatam.
Text on dialog. Dot get text, I have to say. Get text. And it will retrieve the text between the tags. String. Text on dialog box, something. I'll just give a different thing. So I'll say system.out.println. Without doing anything, without switching to the alert, or I can do, right? Because I can inspect that. If you get any inspect option, you have to work like a light box, but it's not a light box theoretically. But the working is like a light box. So finally, I want to close this. In order to close that, the only way to close this particular part is I have to click on the OK button. I'll inspect this OK button. And here, OK is there. Already I created this web element for the OK button, right? I don't have to do again. Already OK button is there. I'll just click on that. Dot. Click. Some heading I'm getting. Cellular data is turned off. You can also get this text if you want. I'm not going there, but you can do that. Okay. And finally, I'll just close, just run the script. Let's see what is happening. I can run the script. Is it done? Okay, it's working fine. Okay, it's working fine. We got the heading text. Similarly, you can get other text also. You don't have to switch to it. It's not an alert. It's not a light box. Yeah. Any other questions, guys? Any other questions?
Arun.
Yes.
Yeah, the same code you wrote for if you go back to the website.
Yes.
The same code you wrote under JavaScript, can we write the same thing under jQuery? Because the box actually different kind of.
We have to try it out. We can do for jQuery, no problem. jQuery we can do it. Angular, AngularJS. Let's see. So we'll do one thing, AB, we can do this on weekends, okay?
That's right. That's right. That's
That's
fine.
fine, because a lot of things, right? We can check out, like if what it can do, what it cannot do. It's a learning for us anyhow, right? Maybe you
That's
can
fine.
remind me tomorrow, because we can work on it, right? Tomorrow is
Okay.
a day for us, right? So mostly I think it will work. In whatever the technology you use will work. We can try it out tomorrow for sure. Okay. Just remind
Okay,
me
no
tomorrow,
problem.
AB. Okay, in the session.
Okay.
Okay.
Arun sir,
Thank you very
Arun
much.
sir,
Yes, yes, yes.
there is last one quick question for me. You given that your information for the down pasting and up pasting, right? So sir, normally they are using that WebDriver is equal to new Chrome driver. So that is also downcasting.
That is
in
upcasting. WebDriver is equal to new Chrome driver is upcasting.
up. Oh,
If you provide WebDriver here,
thank you.
what is upcasting? Because WebDriver is a parent
Upcasting.
interface of the Chrome driver class. Okay, in Selenium.
Okay.
That is called as
Okay,
upcasting. Okay.
Upcasting. Okay.
So you are
Thank you very
assigning the same thing. It's not upcasting. It's directly. Okay. So like child class to
Directly.
child class. But if you give WebDriver here, WebDriver is a parent of the child class. Okay. So upcasting that will come under. And
Okay,
let's say
understood.
you created a child class and assigned to the variable of the parent interface or parent class. Tomorrow, if you want to downcast that, you can downcast. Only after upcasting, you can downcast. Without upcasting, downcasting is not possible. That's the only thing we have to remember, as we have seen already, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Clear, na? Okay. Nigora? Yeah, fine. Okay. Okay. Nigora, you have any question? Where you are pasting something, WebDriver driver is equal to new Chrome driver. Take screenshot. That looks like a typecasting for me. It looks like a typecasting for me. Okay. So what is that? We have to know. Yeah, that is a good question. So if we see the hierarchy of Selenium, right? Selenium WebDriver hierarchy, if you see, then we'll understand what is going on here. Why we have to typecast a driver to take screenshot, okay? So we can ask ChatGPT. Its code is very good. That question is very good. The right time you ask the question. So let's find it out from ChatGPT. In Selenium Java. That's a very good question, Nigora. In Selenium WebDriver and Selenium Java, if I write this code, is this upcasting or downcasting, or what is happening? What is happening here? Okay, let's see. Object instantiation and downcasting, they are saying. Let's see. What's happening is a combination of, let me judge this whether the head has given proper code or not. So here Chrome driver is equal to WebDriver. So its upcasting is happening here. Here you are creating an instance of Chrome driver and assigning it to the reference of the type WebDriver. This is a common technique in Java where you use an interface type, that is upcasting way. WebDriver to refer the object rather than the concrete implementation Chrome driver. That's okay. Refer to the object concrete implementation. This allows for flexibility and easily swapping out different driver implementations. Like this, I have already covered as part of the live sessions. Like, by doing this, right? New Chrome driver, if you assign that object to the driver of WebDriver, not only you can assign the object of the Chrome driver to the same driver, you can assign the object of the Firefox driver to the same WebDriver driver. You can assign the object of the same Edge driver to the WebDriver. So dynamically, if you want to choose the browser while running the scripts, you need this kind of approach. That's the reason we create an object for the child class and assign the variable of the WebDriver generally. Okay, generally speaking. Okay. Okay, then take screenshot of driver. This line is an example of casting. The driver object, which was declared as WebDriver, is being casted to take screenshot. Take screenshot is an interface in Selenium. You see, take screenshot is not a class. It's an interface in Selenium that allows the WebDriver instance to capture a screenshot of the current status of the browser. Okay. Okay, so let's break it down. This is not casting. It's simply creating a Chrome driver object and assigning it to WebDriver reference. Okay. Take screenshot of driver. This is downcasting. You are telling the compiler that, driver is actually an instance of the take screenshot, which is true in this case since Chrome driver implements take screenshot. So you are casting it to take screenshot to be able to use methods defined in that interface. Okay. So there is some kind of you are telling the compiler that driver is actually an instance of take screenshot, which is true in this case since Chrome driver implements. Who implements the take screenshot? Chrome driver implements the take screenshot. So you are casting it to take screenshot to be able to use methods defined in that interface. Okay, it's hierarchy. We have to see, can we see the hierarchy for the above things, for the above downcasting and WebDriver, Chrome driver things in things. Let's see. Let's find out. So here guys, web, yeah, certainly. Where is that thing? Yeah. Can we see the hierarchy for the above downcasting and WebDriver something? Certainly here is an overview of the hierarchy involved in an example. WebDriver interface is a main interface in Selenium that defines the contract of the browser control operations like Chrome driver, Firefox driver, Edge driver, which are implementing this interface. That's the reason you can create an object for the Chrome driver, assign to the variable of the WebDriver, assign the variable of the Firefox driver and WebDriver. It acts like a contract. Whatever the things that are there in the WebDriver, that only you can use in the Chrome driver. Okay. Whatever the things that are there in the WebDriver that are implemented in the child classes, those only you can use. Special things from the Chrome driver you cannot use. Special things from the Firefox driver you cannot use. Special things from the Edge driver you cannot use. Sorry. So only the things that are inherited or overridden by this child class things you can use. That's we know. Chrome driver class is a specific implementation of the WebDriver interface, providing methods to control Chrome browser instances. Okay. It extends what? Remote WebDriver. Chrome driver extends what? Remote WebDriver, which is an abstract class implementing the WebDriver interface. Okay. On the Chrome driver, we have remote WebDriver. On the top of the remote WebDriver, we have the remote WebDriver. We have WebDriver. That means WebDriver's child is remote WebDriver. Remote WebDriver's is a web abstract class whose child is Chrome driver. Okay. So the hierarchy looks like this: WebDriver, remote WebDriver, class. This is a class. This is abstract class. Partial implementation is full implementation. Now coming to the take screenshot interface is another interface in Selenium that allows the WebDriver instance to capture a screenshot, implemented by such as Chrome driver, Firefox driver. You see there is a different mapping here. Take screenshot is another interface in Selenium that allows the WebDriver instance to capture a screenshot, implemented by such as here Chrome driver not only implements WebDriver as a grandparent interface, but also it implements take screenshot also as an interface. Okay. So in your code, WebDriver driver take screenshot, you have to typecast, convert that driver to take screenshot. I think here you are doing downcasting. WebDriver is the interface. Chrome driver is an implementation of the WebDriver. Take screenshot is another interface implemented by the Chrome driver. Okay. Okay. Like Chrome driver is implementing WebDriver and also take screenshot. Okay. So WebDriver, remote WebDriver, Chrome driver, visual representation. But Chrome driver implements both WebDriver and take screenshot. WebDriver driver is called new Chrome driver. And you are creating a new Chrome driver and assigning to the WebDriver interface. This is illegal because of polymorphism in Java. A subclass object can be referred to the superclass reference that we understood. And when you write take screenshot is called take screenshot driver. You are downcasting the driver reference to take screenshot interface type. Okay. Here we are downcasting the interface type basically. This works because Chrome driver implements the take screenshot. So at runtime, the actual object Chrome driver instance is also a take screenshot, making this downcast valid. Okay. So got the idea, Nigora?
Yes, I know. I just
But we can try it in Java to get it understood in
can
a
I
better
explain?
way. Yes, I'll try to explain. So what I understood, I'll explain you. So I'll create another
No, I
package.
can explain also.
Okay, let me try. After that, you explain. If I don't, I'm not able to explain. Okay. Doubts too, but that is a good one because that kind of possibility is there in Java. So that is good. So we can do that. A lot of people will learn from this also. So what I'll do here is I'll create a class. First of all, I'll just name this class as class A. Okay. So click on finish. and just create some, some sample variable here. I don't want to do much here. You can also create a method, but I'm only creating a variable. And similarly, I'll create an interface here. Right click here, create an interface. I'll just name this interface as interface A. Click on finish. And in the interface A, I'll write int A is equal to 5. So here, what is there in class A? 5 is there. So in the interface A, okay, interface A, I'll say some other thing like int B is equal to or A1, okay? AI, I'll say AI. AI is a very good word nowadays. Int AI is equal to, let's say some 12, okay? Then I'll create one more interface, right click here, new class, sorry, not class or interface, one more interface I want to do, right click new, interface B, I'll simply say int in the interface, I'll say int bi, int bi, okay, int bi, and then I'll write something like some 25 or something. Let's see. Now that comes the thing. Here I'll make this class A. It should implement, right? Implements, class should implements interface A, comma, interface B. Both the interfaces it is implementing. Okay, this is the case. So our Chrome driver class is implementing not only WebDriver, but also that take screenshot interface also. Take screenshot interface also it's implementing. So that's what is the case there. So now I'll create one more class. I'll just call this as demo class with main method. I'll just go outside this and then we'll do something here. Minimize this here. I'll try to create an object for the child class, that is class A, and assign that to the variable of the same class A. Okay, but class A is implementing both interfaces. Right now, class A is implementing both interfaces. So if I say CA dot, I'm getting AI. If I say B, I'm getting BI. Everything I can access. But what if I give? So I'll try this first of all. I'll simply say system.out.println. I can access CA dot A. Okay, CA dot A is from class A only, variable A is there. Similarly, the parent interface also I can access the things from the parent interface. System.out.println. CA dot AI. But this is not a valid way. We have to access it using the interface name, but I'm still accessing. It's getting inherited. We can see that. CA dot BI, that's also good. Now the next thing is, what if I create an object for the class A and assign that to the variable of the parent interface A, I something, okay, I something I'll give. If I give this interface A, okay, now using this IAI, let's say IAI dot, I can access AI because whatever that is there in the parent only we can access. So IAI dot AI, that's there, but you cannot access the child class stuff. That's we know. But what if I will take this object reference of this and then do a typecasting here for interface B. Interface B, is that possible or not? We have to say, and here BI. Over the mouse and create local variable. You see, this is possible. Okay, this is what we are doing. I feel system.out.println. Okay. So instead of again creating an object for class A and assigning that to the variable of the interface, this particular interface, and then doing that. Otherwise, we can simply change this thing to interface B because class A is also implementing interface B also at the same time. Okay. So here, IBI, now I can access this BI. I can access this BI. Now I can run this code. Hope I'm able to crack it, right, Nigora, to some extent. Or you have anything? This is the way, right? This is what is allowed, right, in Java. Instead of creating a new object reference by creating an object for child class and variable of the parent interface, I'm simply using the previous object reference where child class is assigned to interface and simply converting that into the other interface this particular child class is implementing. Is that correct? Or anything you want to add, Nigora?
Hello, hello, sir.
Yes, yes.
Pawan, sir. In 16th line, at the last you have given IAI object reference, right, sir?
This one, this one.
Can you give CA? It will take or not? Can you take CA in place of IAI?
CA in place of IAI.
In 16th line.
That means you are upcasting, huh? No need to do that, right? Directly you can assign.
But
Getting my point?
Yes, sir. But in
No. What I mean to say is, you see, CA is nothing but the object of the new class A, right? That you can directly assign. You see, class A. Why to put typecast down? Upcasting is not automatically happens, right? Downcasting only you put the circular brackets.
yes,
For
sir,
example, just give me a second. For example, don't confuse. Here, new class A is there. Okay, I'm creating one more object. Okay, let's say CAA I'm saying. Okay, and here I'm saying class A. Let's say, okay, class A. Okay, CAA I'll say. Now you are saying that, can I put CAA here and assign that to, what is that? Interface B, let's say. Interface B.
Yeah, typecast.
Interface B, IBB is equal to, it's okay, directly upcasted. What the reason of putting the upcasting will be done automatically, right? You got my point?
Yes, sir. But in take screenshot is a interface, no, sir. They're in writing in Selenium with the help of driver. By comparing these things with that driver.
That thing, this is what is happening, right? In that case, this is happening. Here, Chrome driver is a class A.
Okay.
Their WebDriver and WebDriver is interface A. Take screenshot is interface B.
Okay.
Got it now?
Okay. That WebDriver reference we are passing. That's what. That is typecasting the type text.
Yes, since Chrome driver is implementing both the interfaces, it's possible to typecast.
Okay. Now
got the idea, na?
Yes, sir. Now got it. Clear.
For Chrome driver, both are the parent interfaces. WebDriver is a parent interface. Take screenshot is also parent interface. In that case, if you already have written WebDriver, driver is equal to new Chrome driver, then in that case, the driver thing you can typecast is to the other interface. Take screenshot. Okay. Got that?
Okay.
Yes. Okay. Yes. Nigora, is it clear? Is that what I explained is correct, or you want to make correct at any point of time? Anything you want to correct in this case?
How would you like?
Yeah.
Okay, I will explain.
Yes.
So WebDriver is an interface.
Yes. Yes, correct.
And it extends a search context. So we will start from the beginning. Search context. After search context, we have a WebDriver interface. Remote WebDriver implements WebDriver interface. Yes.
Okay, just give me a second. Just give me a second, Rigora. I'll have one diagram. I'll put that diagram before you. Maybe that will make our journey easier. WebDriver hierarchy, some diagram is there with me. By looking at that, you can explain. It will be more easy for everyone also. Okay. So just give me a second. So let's take this diagram that I created earlier. Yeah, now tell me.
Okay, yes. So search context is the interface. WebDriver also interface. WebDriver
interface. It's a parent interface.
Yes. So remote WebDriver implements WebDriver interface. Yes.
Remote WebDriver implements WebDriver interface.
WebDriver interface. Also, it implements take screenshot and JavaScript interface.
Also. Right.
JavaScript executors.
Yes.
So when we create the when we look on the hierarchy, WebDriver, we can say like a grandparent, remote WebDriver parent, and Chrome driver, this is the child classes.
Yes, Chrome driver.
Yes.
Here, whatever the things I have put in blue color is the classes,
Yeah,
basically.
yes. So we look on this situation like a grandparent, parent, and children. So
Okay.
when we create the like a WebDriver driver equal new Chrome driver. So grandparent reference refer to like
Chrome
a
driver.
grandchild.
Yes, correct.
Grandchild, yeah. So on
Grandchild
that
object
time,
is assigned to the grandparents interface, basically.
yes, on that time, when we say a WebDriver driver, on that time, it can access only overridden method in a grandchildren. So WebDriver, like a skip remote WebDriver, and can access only method overridden method inside the Chrome driver.
Right, correct.
So, and when we look on the hierarchy, so take screenshot is a one like a one step up. Yes, one level up. Take
Which
screenshot
one?
and
Take
JavaScript
screenshot is
executor.
here at the same level of WebDriver, basically.
Yes. So to access this take screenshot methods, so when we say WebDriver driver is equal new Chrome driver, this driver can access the overridden method in Chrome driver. Yes.
Yes,
but
yes.
if we say Chrome driver is equal new Chrome driver, on that time we don't need to
use
downcast
the yes.
We just can directly use this take screenshot and JavaScript executor methods.
Okay.
If we do like a Chrome driver equal new Chrome driver, on that time, because the take screenshot, JavaScript executor, WebDriver, remote WebDriver implement all these interfaces. By inheritance from driver, it inherit everything by inheritance.
Okay.
So we just directly can say like a when we say usually we say take screenshot, take screenshot, get screenshot as, and output type file. Yes, like that. But before we say like that, we usually downcast driver to take screenshot. So we downcast because we say WebDriver driver. It's like a level here.
Okay.
But when we
yeah, Nigora, let me stop you and let me explain something. Just to confirm whether I'm right or wrong after your explanation. Okay. So just give me a second. So what I'm saying is Chrome driver is a grandchild of the WebDriver interface, right? Simple.
Yes.
Grand interface. WebDriver is not a direct parent interface, but Chrome driver is a grandchild of the WebDriver interface. That's the first point, right?
Yes, yes.
So that's the reason we can create an object for the Chrome driver class and assign that to the variable of the WebDriver interface. That's correct, na?
Yes.
And at same time, the Chrome driver, whose parent is a remote WebDriver, is also a child of take screenshot interface.
Yes.
That means indirectly, take screenshot is also another grandparent of this Chrome driver class.
Yes.
So there are two ways of using it. Either I can say WebDriver driver is equal to new Chrome driver, or I can say take screenshot some TS is equal to new Chrome driver is also not possible now. Right or wrong?
Yes.
I can do that, right? I can do that. So, but in our script, to run our automation scripts, what we are generally doing is WebDriver driver is equal to new Chrome driver we are writing. That will open the Chrome browser, basically.
Yes.
Right? So whenever we want to take a screenshot, this WebDriver doesn't have that kind of methods for taking the screenshot. So what we do is, instead of creating again new object for Chrome driver, okay, we are simply typecasting the driver of this WebDriver to take screenshot because they are at the same grandparent level, and Chrome driver is implementing all these interfaces. We can typecast them to any of the take screenshot or JavaScript executor. Am I right?
Yes.
This is what, right? Hierarchy and whatever you wanted to explain, or any other thing is there.
Yes, but if we say Chrome driver equal new Chrome driver, on that time We don't
Hmm.
have to, convert driver to take screenshot.
We have to upcast then in that case, basically, right?
Yes.
In that, if I instead of writing WebDriver driver is called new Chrome driver, if I write Chrome driver driver is called new Chrome driver in the beginning, then that driver need to be upcasted to take screenshot. Then only we can take the screenshots, right?
No. We can take directly. Could you please try these things?
Yes,
From
I'll try
driver
these things. Yeah, this is very good things to try it out. Okay, let's because we have, we can try it out, no problem. A lot of things to experiment anyhow. So here I'll create a new package. I'll say doubts3. Right click new class. Okay, I'll say demo1, and with main method I'll create, and I'll do all the stuff. First of all, I'll go with the WebDriver thing, whether it is possible or not. We'll see first. WebDriver, that will be anyhow possible. WebDriver driver is equal to new Chrome driver, we generally write, right? Generally.
Yes.
Because Chrome driver is a grandchild of the WebDriver interface. Control Shift O, it's done. Then driver dot manage dot window dot maximize, then driver dot get, all these things we'll write. Whatever we write or done, I'll take one page here and see whether it is working. I'll take this omega.blogspot.com just for a sec. Now, if I want to take a screenshot, okay, if I want to take a screenshot, I don't want to use, because take screenshot method is not a part of the WebDriver interface. It's part of this hierarchy.
Yes.
This, this take screenshots hierarchy. Okay, a take screenshot has that capability of taking a screenshot, let's say. So now what I have to do is, I cannot get that from WebDriver. So what I am doing here is, since Chrome driver is also a grandchild of take screenshot, instead of again creating an object for new Chrome driver, I want to use the same driver, right? Because it's on the flow. So what I will do here is, I'll just put driver here and typecast the driver to takes
Screenshot.
screenshot, I guess, right? Screenshot, like
yes.
this. I think so. Okay. So then what will happen here? Take
We have to assign it take screenshot. We'll have to create object.
Yeah. Like this, right?
Yeah, take take screenshot. Okay, you just want to continue. Yes, get screenshot as. Yeah, okay.
Okay, otherwise we'll do one thing. We have typecasted it, right? Anyhow, using this take screenshot interface, and we'll write some object here, TS driver or something, let's say. Okay. And here hover the mouse and create local variable.
Take screenshot. Yes.
Take screenshot. There is a problem here in the name. Double E should be there for the mouse. So I can import this, right? This is okay. Right now, using this ts.driver. I can say get screenshot as, right? And here output type, output type, type dot
file.
I'll say. Okay, this is okay. Till now, from here you don't have to really, if you want to take a screenshot, we can take it. Okay, file we have to write. This side we'll write file and src file, source file. And wherever we want to take a screenshot, generally Control Shift O, and then src file dot file utils or something is there. What is that method generally for taking screenshots?
File handler, something like that.
There is some more thing that is related.
File.
Each directory is file is last modified. Last file is modified, set, as you double set, double set, right, double two, part two string. Dot F I L E. No. File handler or something was there. No?
Yeah.
Okay, I every time forget this part. Okay, so don't worry. Let's ask ChatGPT. Okay. Takes screenshot code in Selenium Java. Okay, let it give. Okay, so file utils is from instead of this file utils, do we have Selenium library method for this purpose? File handler, if I remember, that is a file handler, I think so.
Yeah, file handler. Yes.
Right?
Yes.
I don't know whether it will give or not, but I have told. Let's see. Let's try this out like dot. I should not say file here. I should not say src file. I have to directly say file handler dot copy.
Copy.
Okay, this is a class actually. Okay, src file and the destination location we have to give of the place where you want to create that screenshot file. Okay, that we can give a string here. String file path equal to system dot get property. Then I'll say user.dar. There's a project location user.dar. Then plus I'll say, then in that we'll say double backward slash forward slash backward slash. And in that I would like to let's take a screenshot directly. What's the matter? I don't want to create a folder or something. Let's say screenshot one.png I'll write. Okay. And this one, I make it simple, okay? Just trying to make it simple instead of ideal. Over the mouse, I'll ignore the exception. For now, that is okay. And simply I'll say driver.quit so that we'll know that the script has executed this way, okay? So here we understood how we have typecasted it so far, right? From WebDriver to, because Chrome driver is also a grandchild of the text screenshot, we can do that, basically. What if next case is that Chrome driver we have tried and see what is happening, right?
Yes.
This one we understood because Chrome driver is not only the grandchild of WebDriver interface, but also the grandchild of text screenshot. So we can cast it like that. And now if I refresh the project, we should get that screenshot in our project. Okay, screenshot has come properly. Okay, we got the screenshot. So I'll do one thing, I'll delete the screenshot because it's already created, right? I'll delete and try for the next variation. That is, instead of WebDriver, I'll write Chrome driver directly. This is your question, right? Chrome driver.
Yeah, Chrome driver and also remote WebDriver also will work. On that
fine.
time we don't
Let's not worry about remote
Yeah.
WebDriver. Let's see the Chrome driver case where we are directly creating an object for the child class and assigning that to the variable of the parent interface. Now, is it required for us to do like this, or directly we can say driver is equal to, this is okay, right?
Can we just comment it out this line number 20?
Comment this out. Okay, fine.
Yes, and instead TS driver, we just put the driver. Driver gets screenshot.
That will, okay, driver screenshot will come anyhow. Driver.get screenshot will come anyhow. Okay, let's try the screenshot. Okay, but how can it get, driver doesn't have that, Chrome driver doesn't have any get screenshot as a method, right?
Inheritance.
Okay, because of inheritance, right? Correct. Right, you're right. Directly we can access get screenshot as, right? Correct, you're right. Because Chrome driver is anyhow the grandchild class of the text screenshot as, so no need to convert that basically. Yes, it should take the screenshot. You are right. It should take the screenshot in as part of inheritance. That's right. Yeah, we got the screenshot here. But only when WebDriver is there here to change that from WebDriver to text screenshot, we are doing that in that case, right?
Yes. A similar remote WebDriver also will work. Because remote WebDriver implements text screenshot and JavaScript executor.
Yes, correct. Yes, correct. If I write WebDriver here, okay, and instead of take screenshot, if I write something like this, for example, if I write something like driver and try to typecast that using, using this text screenshot, not text, remote WebDriver, right? Remote WebDriver. remote WebDriver. And here, if I say RW, create remote WebDriver interface, then for the mouse, import this remote WebDriver and go here with this. Okay, now if I do like this, and I can access this, I guess so, because it's anyhow the child of the take screenshot, child remote WebDriver is child abstract class of the take screenshot, so it will get this method from there. Okay, and can I simply say driver.quit in this case then? Yes, I can still say that because even that remote WebDriver is also a child abstract class of WebDriver. From that, it can close the browser also at same time take the screenshot also. Now run
Yes,
that.
and also
It should
instead
work.
WebDriver driver, also remote.
Yes, it
WebDriver.
will work here, both the cases,
Yeah.
right? So it should be okay. Already screenshot is there. I would have deleted that, but anyhow, it will replace if so. Otherwise, it will give some errors, right? So we can run it again if required. Yeah, I'll delete this and run it again so that we can freshly see what's happening. Yeah, now refresh the project. And if you are getting, then we are good. Refresh the project. Yes, it's working. Yes, Nigora, whatever you said is right.
Sir,
Yes.
సార్ స్మాల్ డౌట్ సార్ అంటే ఇప్పుడు సార్ 17th లైన్ లో క్రోమ్ డ్రైవర్ ఇది కూడా న్యూ క్రోమ్ డ్రైవర్ రాసినప్పుడు మనకు 21st లైన్ లో ఏం రాయాల్సిన అవసరం లేదు కదా సార్? ఇది
If we write Chrome driver is called new Chrome driver. What Nigora is saying that Chrome driver is a grandchild of WebDriver. At same time, it is also a grandchild of take screenshot. So no need to cast it because inheritance is there, na? By default, inheritance is there. That's why we don't have to tag, cast it directly. We can say driver.get screenshot as we can do that. No need of casting here. Directly driver.get screenshot we can do, driver.quit also we can do because Chrome driver is in the it's a grandchild of WebDriver. It's also a grandchild of the take screenshot. That's why we can do that. She's saying that's correct, 100% right.
Yes, sir.
We don't have to convert it. But when we say WebDriver here, and then WebDriver will restrict you from using its variables and methods that are there in the Chrome driver only. Okay, only the variables and methods that are implemented by Chrome driver which are related to WebDriver, those only will be restricted. Okay, specific things of the Chrome driver we cannot access. Okay, then what happens? WebDriver only related. WebDriver will not have the mechanism for taking the screenshot. In that case, we are casting that Chrome driver object to take screenshot because Chrome driver has two parent interfaces. WebDriver, whenever you have to change the Chrome driver casting to instead of WebDriver, if you have to use take screenshot, you can cast it and then use it. After the task is done, you can again uncast it. Okay, that's the thing. Simple.
Okay, sir. సార్ నేను లాస్ట్ టైం మీకు కొన్ని పంపించాను కదా సార్, వాటిల్లో ఇవి జావా స్క్రిప్ట్ ఎగ్జిక్యూటివ్ యూజ్ చేసి టేక్ స్క్రీన్ షాట్ ని వాడమన్నారు సార్. రెండు ఇంటర్ఫేసెస్
సేమ్ కాంటెక్స్ట్. Yeah, what we can do, Pawan, is like we have this topic anyhow, this particular topic, Selenium WebDriver hierarchy. There we'll experiment everything, whatever you are saying.
Yes, sir.
Got it, na? So today, whatever the clue we got, like from Nigora, whatever the doubt we got, we explained, we covered in detail, right? But when this topic is upcoming for us, the continuous days, where I'll explain in more detail. Okay, the same concept, we'll try all permutation and combination for all this stuff. Okay.
Okay, sir.
It's even Chromium driver. It's not Chrome driver here. Chrome driver is somewhere here. We can still go with Chromium driver again. Okay. So a lot of things are there. Okay. So this hierarchy will try to experiment in all directions at that day. On that day, you can remind me so that we will work with JavaScript executor, take screenshot, WebDriver, search context. All these things will try in this hierarchy and make the things possible because so that we'll be good in this hierarchy of Selenium WebDriver hierarchy. Fine. Pawan, is that fine?
Yes, లేకుంటే డౌట్ సెషన్ లోనే కొంచెం క్లియర్ చేసాను సార్. అది ఎప్పటి నుంచో ఉంది నాకు.
Not now because it's very late already.
Not today, sir.
Yeah, we'll do
Monday
it
or
because anyhow the
Tuesday.
session is there, na.
Yes, sir.
Anyhow the session is there. Anyhow that will be repeated on that day. Why to take it forward and confuse everyone? Okay.
అంటే డౌట్ సెషన్ కొంచెం క్లియర్ చేసుకుందాం సార్.
Yeah, we can do tomorrow. We can do. Not tomorrow. Tomorrow also
Monday,
you can
sir.
ask. Tomorrow also is fine. Live automation, right? On that day also we
Yeah.
can ask. We can do the tomorrow, day after tomorrow. On Monday we can do, no problem. Okay. And again when the
Yes,
session comes, again we have to repeat that. Otherwise, people will not understand these things. Okay. As part of the
Yes, sir.
session.
Yes, sir.
Is that fine now, Pawan?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Thank you, Nigora, for that direction. That's very good. We have learned something new together.
Thank you.
Yeah. Anyone have any other questions or doubt? I think it's already late for us. So we are there from 7 o'clock and it's almost 10, 3 hours of session today. I think we are breaking the records every day.
Yeah.
Okay, no problem. Just jokes apart. But
Thank
any
you.
questions you have? Yeah, thank you, Nigora, at same time. Okay. So Amruta, you want to speak anything?
No, sir. No
Okay.
question.
Good. Okay, fine. Okay, guys, let's meet tomorrow. We have live automation challenging thing going on tomorrow. We'll see there. Okay. Bye, everyone. See you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.